All sports, all plays. Yeah, all sports, all. All sports, all plays. Yeah, all sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're out in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Yeah.
All right. We have our show here tonight. We got fast break. We got a bunch of games currently going on, so we'll be updating those throughout the night. Unfortunately, with heavy hearts, I do have to say that it looks like we have no Lakers games tonight. Oh man, that's so disappointing that the Lakers are not playing tonight. They can't lose at the buzzer. They can't lose a better, almost $100,000. Anthony Davis can't choke one away after a great game. So we're just going to focus on some other more exciting and positive topics. But first, I want to ask, how are y'all feeling out there? We are coming up on the All-Star break. We're coming up on the trade deadline. Freddie, how you feeling?
Man, I'm wonderful. Basketball is about to start right around the corner for me. I'm wonderful.
You said it's about to start?
It's about to start. Huh?
Oh, okay.
My season starts in a few minutes.
No, okay. Jonathan, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up, Ray? Season? What's up, fellas? How's everyone doing on this panel? What are we going to do with Freddie? What are we going to do with this guy? Oh, my goodness. Freddie. Lakers this, Lakers that. Purple and gold. I'm seeing purple and gold everywhere, man. How's everyone doing?
Glad to have you, Jonathan, and Marcus. What's going on, man?
Man, how y'all feeling? I can tell you one thing right now. That purple and gold, I'm a big LeBron James fan, but I'd be a better fan if he was rocking that blue and white and red for the Sixers, baby.
All right. We definitely got some Sixers stuff to get into. And I heard it was a big perk. What's going on, my man?
I'm good. I'm ready to argue.
All right. Well, let's get to it on a hopefully a lighter note. I believe everybody has seen that the new All-Star reserves have come out, and there's been some controversy about maybe people that should have been left off. I got one big one that I have a big issue with, but Freddie, for the All-Star reserves, you good with it, or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I don't like the fact that Draymond Green's on there. When was the last time we seen him play? And let's be honest, when we talk about the All-Star game, we're talking about what excites the fans. When I watch Draymond Green, he don't excite me. Why is a Rudy Gobert in there? I mean, why? I mean, can we just come up our mind that Rudy Gobert have got exposed many times in the playoffs? I mean, I'm done with the dude. I would have rather seen Anthony Edwards. I would have rather seen even an Anthony Davis. I would even like to see a Carmelo Anthony over a Draymond Green. I mean, I'm just being honest. But why in the world is Draymond Green playing in this All-Star week? Other than that, spot on to me.
Okay. I disagree with some of that, but go ahead, Jonathan. We'll keep it moving.
Nothing new.
What about Jared Allen, guys? He was averaging 16 points, 10.7 rebounds. I mean, he made a case, right, that he deserved a spot on the roster. I mean, Garland's the only guy out of Cleveland that got a lone bid, but I think Jared Allen made a fair case. The Cavaliers, they ranked third in defensive rating. I'm sorry here. But I like him. I don't know how you missed the All-Star game and don't get on the team. That's my guy that I thought should have made it.
Okay. Marcus?
Fortunately, I haven't had a chance to see the reserves. So that kind of like normally I'm on top of all this already because usually every year they always snub somebody that deserves it. And from what I understand from what Freddie's saying, I don't believe Draymond or Gobert belongs in the All-Star game. That's just me personally, because so many other people do what Draymond does, and they don't get consideration for it. And it's like I don't feel like Draymond Green as of right now, should be an All-Star reserve or Rudy Gobert because I just don't see what he brings to the table in the All-Star game. I want to see the flashy dunks and the pass, and I don't want to see nobody blocking shots in the All-Star game. Unless you talk about getting dunked on, then I can respect it.
All right. And Perk, what's going on? How you feel?
The only person I think got snubbed was Melo.
What?
Ball.
Carmelo Anthony?
No, Ball, LaMelo.
Oh. I was like, what? Okay.
No, not Carmelo, LaMelo. I think he got snubbed.
I was about to say we got to kick him out of here because that's crazy.
I'm a Lakers fan though, but nah, ain't that deep.
So no,
he's the only one that got snubbed.
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually agree with all y'all in a lot of ways. I definitely agree. I think Draymond, he's already said he's not going to play. So we'll see who his replacement is. I agree. I think Anthony Edwards is the right replacement. He's played well. Having two Timberwolves in the All-Star game makes me feel a little way because they're just not that good versus Memphis only having one, but not really anybody else I would pick off that team. Some of the usual suspects are not there, and Wiggins did get in, so that would be my only gripe there. Gobert, he just give him the name or the recognition because he'll cry about it if he don't get picked, but at the end of the day, he don't belong. And on the East, I got quite a few problems. For me, I would have taken Fred VanVleet off for Melo. I definitely think LaMelo Ball is a much better fit for the All-Star game and what it offers, and the team's performing pretty well also. So I didn't like VanVleet there. And then the other that I would have replaced is Chris Middleton. Like, I think he just gets in because he's Chris Middleton and he plays in Milwaukee. But there's nothing flashy about him. He's had a bunch of single-digit scoring games. He doesn't play great defense. It's in Cleveland. I think Jarrett Allen, and personally for me, Evan Mobley, I think would have been more deserving even than Jarrett Allen for me, based on what I've seen from him this year. I know he's a rookie, but he's played really, really well on both ends of the court. So those are probably my two biggest. James Harden has like a hamstring issue right now. He's sitting out tonight. So I don't know if that'll come into play, if there will be another potential replacement that will come in.
Are you sure you have a hamstring issue?
I'm just going off what the medical say. Apparently, LeBron has knee swelling for a week and a half now.
I see what you're doing now.
So I mean, I'm just saying. And I think on the last show, y'all was talking about Kawhi is load managing off a torn ACL. So, you never know what anybody has anymore. But I think it could be beneficial if they're trying to trade him to obviously not play. That wouldn't do much sense. But no, I think he's sitting out and he's going to chill out probably until the trade deadline passes. But I do think he's had hamstring problems. And the way he looked the last time he played was pretty bad. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Because that was pretty awful. But speaking of injuries, because we talked about quite a few, how y'all feel? Are LeBron's injuries a sign of age or rest? And should LA be worried? Marcus, I'll start with you. Oh, Freddie, you're right. Our resident Laker ambassador. Go ahead, Freddie.
No, let Marcus go. Don't let the guest go. Let him go. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, Marcus, what you got for us?
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned with LeBron, I think it's just low management right now. But I would say that with LeBron, he's getting nicked up pretty easily now, considering he's like 18 years in the league, 17 years in the league now. So his is like little minor injuries that's starting to add up. And I believe if you don't got him healthy, like in the second part of the season, it's going to be, either first round or y'all going to be put out in that playoff round.
Okay. What about Big Perk? What you got? As another Laker fan, I'm on here with.
I think it's age. It's age, and some of it's a little bit of freak accident. He take care of his body. He do. He take care of his body. I just think it's age, man. But we if he's healthy, we're winning that chip by far. He's the catalyst. He's the one gonna bring it to us.
So you said if LeBron's healthy, the Lakers are definitely winning the title. Is that what you just said? Is that what I heard?
Yes. Yes. I'm good. I'm going with.
Is that based on anything you've seen this basketball season, or just like out of your heart?
Out of my heart.
I was going to say, wait, Jonathan feel right now. I was going to start cracking up heavily on that.
Out of my heart.
Hey, you know what? I'm a Lakers fan.
I feel like y'all ain't seeing it. They ain't put it all together yet. When they put it all together yet, y'all gonna be amazed.
They had time to put it all together. What
There's
is
no-
it?
Watch.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
my
ain't been
goodness.
put together yet. Watch.
All right, Freddie, what's LeBron doing?
Listen, man. This year, LeBron came in the year 19, and he's had a better season than we all thought he would have had. Nobody expected this man to basically average 30 points in year 19 because we've never seen nobody do this ever in their career, this late in their career. So guess what? When you're old, sometimes you got to rub some of that icy hot on them knees. Sometimes you got to rest them knees. But guess what? When it matters, and you know what he's doing, Ray? Ray, turn that camera on when I'm talking to you, sir, because I'm coming for you right now, sir.
For me, I just
For
asked the
you.
question.
Because right now, you know what Bron is doing? He's
What's he
resting,
doing?
and he's getting ready for this run that y'all have never seen in your life. Because the LA about to get to running, and y'all gonna say, "Ooh, look at that fast running horse," and you can't slow down. Just watching, it's coming. It is coming.
They laughing now.
Hey, Art, I smell number 18 on the way. And guess what? This man right here, he gonna root for Golden State because he can't root for when we in glory land.
When did I say I was a Warriors fan? I never jumped on the Warriors band.
Well, you act like it, my brother. You act like it.
I never jumped on the Warriors.
Get him, Freddie.
You act like
Because
it,
I'm
my
not a
brother.
Warriors fan. First, I'm not from the Bay Area. Two, the Warriors weren't crap when I was growing up, so I've never liked the Warriors as a fan. I respect that team, but I'm not a fan of the Warriors. I'm a Lakers fan.
Well,
But
give
your
the
problem
respect
is
to that
that I
purple
keep
and
it
gold.
real. I tell it like it is, and you don't like to hear the facts.
Well,
And
give
you
the
know,
respect to the purple and gold.
and you know, I always bring the facts on that show. Just say the truth. The one before this one. That's why it's called Just Say the Truth, right? So I bring the facts. It is what it is, guys. Look, LeBron James is having an offensive. He's having a good season historically, right? He's on an offensive clinic. I get it. Okay, that's nice and all. But what can he do in the playoffs? Can this translate over into the playoffs? At some point, LeBron's going to get fatigued. He's going to wear down. I understand that he conditions his body well, but you're asking a 37-year-old man to do practically everything because you're not getting the same production from Russell Westbrook. You're you know, AD, he's a liability if he can't stay healthy. And we know that he has not. I feel like a broken record here, but I'm going to repeat it again. He has not shown that he can play a full season. He has not shown that he can stay healthy. Like I always say, he shattered glass. You know, the Lakers are going to be picking up broken pieces of glass like they always do because this man is so fragile, he can't stay healthy. What did I say before, Freddie? I said that they need to tape him up in a box, protect him, put that you know, that styrofoam or whatever that stuff is, and pack him nice in the box and write fragile in big bold letters on the outside of the box because that's what he is, you know. And that's the disappointing part about AD. I don't care how many points he scored now. I mean, yes, these games are meaningful because the Lakers would prefer better seeding, but Freddie, AD can't stay healthy, and this Lakers team is not going to beat the Phoenix Suns in a best-of-7 series, and they're surely not going to beat the Warriors in a best-of-7 series. You want to know why? Because those two benches can outscore the Lakers. Those benches, the Warriors bench and the Suns bench is 10 times better than the Lakers bench.
We'll get
I don't
Jonathan.
know what production I'm
Jonathan,
gonna get.
we'll get down that lane when we get down that lane. Right now, we talking about LeBron because I got some.
Okay, that's cool. LeBron's having a great season. Round of applause to LeBron. Great, but LeBron can't do it by himself. LeBron can't.
Just wait till Ray asks the question.
And I don't think anyone's gonna show up to help him out in the playoffs. I just don't see it happening.
You just talked yourself out of being a Laker fan.
I'm not turning in
you
my
gave yourself
card.
every reason to give up on him. You know that.
I didn't turn in my fan card. I'm just trying to keep it.
You was this close.
I'm just analyzing
the legs. Like, come on, stay with us.
Oh man. So here's what I will add some objectivity here as the non-LeBron big fan. I think he's milking it, as y'all saying. I think he's trying to let Russ and AD get a rhythm, and he thinks that he can just fall back in line. I think the problem with that is LeBron's not Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant can play in any situation because he doesn't really need the ball in his hands to be effective.
It didn't work with Russ and him.
I don't know, because KD seems to be on the AD bandwagon too when it comes to getting hurt. He's a little fragile himself. So
he had I agree.
Yeah, he's
frame, but
the
way in which he plays, he can integrate well. LeBron doesn't integrate well with Russ. That's been the issue from day one.
Well, I don't think Russ integrates with Russ, if you ask me. But apparently something about Westbrook that just throws every team off that he's on. And I don't think LeBron James necessarily needs the ball in his hands. He just has to do it, considering all the teams that he played for were not the players he had around him and his years in Cleveland. And because if you look what he did in Miami, he's totally different than what he did in Cleveland when he had a healthy Kyrie and a healthy Kevin Love, opposed to now.
I agree, but that third wheel with LeBron, he got to take a huge back seat, and Russ don't do that. No. And you got to think in all those situations, LeBron's been the predominant ball handler. That's what he's best at. He's a much better decision maker and distributor than Russell Westbrook.
Oh, I definitely agree.
Is not a spot up shooter. So when you have them all three on the court, and AD's been shooting awful outside of 15 feet, like, what do? You got both of them on the court, and they can't shoot outside of 15 feet with any kind of consistency. So I don't.
Are we talking about LeBron injury? Because I've held back a lot of stuff.
I'm getting there. Just give me my moment, Freddie. But the point being, I think LeBron is trying to let them figure it out, but I don't think that works because once you integrate him back in, they don't mix. They haven't mixed. So I do think he could play if he wanted to. I also think he's playing a long game. And I was reading an article. It wasn't an article. It was a quote that Brian Windhorst put out recently. I think it might have been today or yesterday or something like that. They said LeBron likes LA. He likes raising his family in LA. And his post-career businesses are in LA. But he's made it very clear that he wants to play with his son. If that situation is available outside LA, he'll pursue it. I think LeBron is playing the long game. I think he's trying to stay healthy enough that in 2 years, when Bronny becomes draft eligible, he will be available to go. So playing that 35, 38 minutes that he was early this year will not allow him to get there. And he realized that. He is not the same person he used to be. And so he's going to take games off. He's going to do whatever it takes to catch Kareem and play with his son. Winning a championship is not a motivation because he knows this team can't win it. Maybe next year after you get rid of Russ and you maybe put somebody else into that system, but he's going out, he's going to get his stats, he's going to play when he want to play, and this season is lost because they are not winning a championship this year, and he knows it.
Right.
Let's call a timeout.
And he didn't come to LA to win a championship in the first place. He came to LA.
How can you say that, Jonathan?
No, he came to LA because he had filmmaking aspirations. And
so he won y'all championship.
Jonathan Bond.
He
won a bubble ring. He did win a bubble ring.
Let's face it, Bronny is not making it to the NBA. He's not playing with his son. Have y'all not watched him play? No way hell he going to the NBA. I'm sorry.
He's going to the NBA because
that's a completely different conversation. He's not NBA yet, but he's played like his teammate Zaire is in the NBA. He's doing all right.
No, he get like 2-3 points. No, I just watched it. No, I seen him play. No, he's not no NBA player. No, he's not even the best on his team. He's not even fourth best.
Oh man,
You not watching?
I've seen it.
I'm not going to talk
I don't watch it now.
Ask the damn topic, Ray. I'm ready to go.
I mean, it was about, should Ellie be worried? Clearly, you are not worried. So the next question that I have for you is when healthy. This is very important. When healthy, what team has the best big three? Freddie, floor is yours.
It's the Lakers. It's the Lakers. You know, I'm gonna tell you why. Have Kyrie Irving ever been available for all games? Can he play home games?
In a 7-game series, you can win on the road.
No. My question is, can Kyrie Irving play all of a sudden? Can he play home games? Has this guy been dependable for the Brooklyn Nets ever since he came down to Brooklyn? No.
He's played this year in away games when he can.
Away games, okay. But at the end of the day, the Lakers got something that nobody else got. They got a train that's ready to run. And right now, it's just getting loaded. The passengers are just getting loaded in the caboose, and we almost ready for takeoff. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, just wait. This Laker team, we know. See, one thing about the Lakers that Jonathan all of a sudden had forgotten, we know what it takes to win championships. We not like the Phoenix Suns right now.
This group does not know what it takes to win a championship.
This group do know what it takes.
No, they don't.
Like the Phoenix Suns that's worried about these regular season wins to beat this big time record for the 8th hour. Watch this old team.
Freddie, what Laker team are you watching?
Jonathan, be quiet.
I'm curious myself.
I'm trying to figure this out too.
Right now, we know it's not about how you start a season. It's about how you finish the season. It's about who's the hottest team in the NBA.
Y'all haven't been hot all year.
In the playoffs?
Right.
We haven't been healthy. This team has not been complete.
Oh, here we go.
Neither has Brooklyn. Neither has Denver. What do you mean?
What? Brooklyn has been put together for 2 years now. Denver has been put together for 2 years now. This is a new team that has assembled itself.
But that same team knows how to win a championship.
Hold on. We're going to act like this big three has been put together for a long time. No, they have not even played 15 games this year together. They got to play together to let them build. We know going in, this was not the greatest fit with Westbrook, LeBron, and AD. But when they get to play together, build that chemistry, we will be the best in the NBA. Give it time to build.
Man, y'all Lakers fans are like Dallas Cowboy fans, man. Y'all think every year y'all gonna
delusional, huh?
Oh man.
No, it's from Sixer fans.
Yes.
Who you got as the best big three when healthy?
Man, the Warriors.
What big three do the Warriors have?
Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Draymond Green's a great defender. He doesn't.
Yeah, I gotta give that up to Jonathan a little bit. They would be up there. Those three, and they proven that they won multiple times already.
I'll do that.
And they got a fourth guy that just went to the All-Star game.
And you got two of the purest shooters on that team in that.
Marcus, we can't say that, my brother, because they did need a Mr. KD to come down there to help them.
They did win a championship without KD. Just for the
right. They did win on
package on that. But yeah, right.
That's my big three.
Because if Kyrie and K Love was healthy, they wasn't winning them.
Okay,
I agree with you on that. But
Draymond don't get suspended, then they beat them 4-1 like they did every other year. Like
Draymond just got to be mentally tough.
And Kyrie need to be physically tough. Same with
Right.
Joe.
Well,
Freddie would make this
he need
entire
to be
show a
mentally
Lakers show
tough.
if he could.
I hear you. Perk, what you got?
Oh man, it's a hard one, but I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it by slightest. I'm gonna give it to the Brooklyn Nets.
Ooh,
They're the
okay.
top. They're the top three, supposedly. Anyways, yeah, but Lakers set very very high second, right there on the ass.
Okay. So you got the Lakers at 2, ahead of Golden State, ahead of Chicago, ahead of Phoenix.
Yes,
What did Chicago have?
yes. The big three they got.
I'm just, just throwing it out there. Ahead of Milwaukee. Milwaukee got a 3.
Yeah.
That just won a championship, but nobody seems to
By
remember that.
default.
Miami has a nice big 3 too.
No,
What big
Miami,
three?
Milwaukee got a great 1 and a solid 2s. They ain't got no great big 3.
Russ hasn't been a great 3 either, but we're not.
But just watch. He's gonna be the
But he's
greatest
MVP.
That's why I
watch.
can't
Oh,
put the Lakers in the
MVP.
big 3
That was old news. That Russ ain't here no more.
Boy, quit playing. He in there. Who's your
Have
team?
you been watching the
He's
games?
a Wizards
Who
fan.
is your team? I need to know.
I'm a Wizards fan.
Oh Lord.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
big
that's a
Jesus.
biased Laker fan.
Wow.
That's a biased Laker fans.
You shouldn't even be able to talk basketball. You a Wizard fan. Hold
I'm
on.
loyal to where I come from.
Oh.
I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. Be mad at my
Right,
mom for having me in DC. I didn't
I
choose
agree with
that.
you on that.
Man, I'm mad at it too, but that's sad, man. You had to be a Wizard fan.
It's
I
all
do feel
right.
Sorry for you.
All right.
Hey, y'all talking, y'all laughing, but they won that trade though in the offseason.
No, they didn't.
Absolutely. I bet y'all wish y'all had Kyle Kuzma now.
I miss KCP.
That's
I bet
it.
you do.
KCP.
I
KCP.
do. He's solid.
Y'all got rid of Caruso.
Y'all got
That's
a
what y'all
good one
should have
over
kept.
They got rid of
Yeah,
everybody because that's what
good, but-
LeBron do. He get rid of everybody.
But you know what else LeBron do? He win. He lead a team to win championships.
He lose
That's
more
what
than he
gonna do
lose
this
more than he
year.
win. He lose more than he win in the finals.
Well, he
Well,
won't
you
How
do
many
should know
times
about
LeBron-
that. You
How
should
many
know
times
about
LeBron
losing
got
as a
swept
Wizard
in the
fan.
finals? How many times LeBron got swept in the
We
finals?
talking about in LA. What have he done in LA?
This is funny.
I think he got swept once in the finals, and that was by San Antonio.
But
Nah,
what
the
has he
Warriors
done in
got him.
LA though? He won.
Did the Warriors get him too?
Yeah, they beat him 4-1 and 4-0.
No, I think that's with Kevin Durant, and he was by himself.
Did he get swept or not?
I can't classify it as a sweep if you're playing by yourself.
Yeah,
With
he had-
J.R.
he-
Smith
Lord
and
have
Nick Smith.
mercy. Y'all
I
just
can't-
giving out
I
excuses
can't
and
classify that as a
excuses.
sweep.
had a
I'm sorry.
team up to beat the man. He
But when
couldn't.
he
Yeah,
had
you
Dwayne
go
Wade
you
and Chris
pretty
Bosh,
much going
it don't
4
count.
on 1. I can't do
So when
that.
he had
to the
Dwayne
NBA.
Wade and Chris Bosh, did that count?
But he did. But it was even on the other side. Boston
Yeah,
had a
they
big
got
team.
swept. He got that
wasn't
that
even.
counts. You know, everybody overlooked San Antonio with the Duncan deeds, and I ain't going for that slander. I'm a big Tim
Lord
Duncan
have
fan
mercy.
too.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
I see what I'm dealing with here. That's fine.
I gotta ask a question. I got a serious question. Because if this was LeBron, we would crucify him. If this Brooklyn Big Three don't win a championship, isn't it time to crucify Kevin Durant?
He ain't been there.
There's people that
No, we can't.
He
do
ain't
that,
playing.
sir.
People have crucified Kevin
So we
Durant.
can't crucify Kevin Durant. If
Nah,
this
they only
team-
crucified him because he went to Golden State. He pulled a weak move by doing
Exactly.
that
He
came back.
was in Oklahoma City for 10 years. What else was he supposed to
really-
do?
And then the
They're
burner
crucified
accounts
like
too.
that.
Don't forget them burner.
Kevin Durant is not that dude. He's not a killer.
Did y'all watch the playoffs last year when it was
Oh, my
the same
God.
thing y'all was just talking
He
about?
lost.
Oh
He
my
lost.
God!
He can't do
But it
without
don't count.
Curry.
It don't count because it was
Ray, I might have to
1-on-3.
leave this show. I might have.
It don't count because it was 1-on-3, right?
Nah, he had Harden with him.
Did he? Did you watch Harden with no
I
hamstring?
did.
Couldn't walk?
I did. I watch all the playoffs, and I love
Quit
every
making
minute of it.
excuses for him. He been
Right.
like that.
So did he have help or not? Because if he had help, then LeBron had help.
He had help when he lost to the Golden State Warriors when he was in OKC.
Yeah, they.
I mean, it don't
He
matter.
lost
When
with
he
it.
had help, he still
Think of the teams that you're talking about that he
ain't
lost
doing that.
to. The teams that we're talking about, and you're going back in history. We can go back to LeBron's loss to the Mavericks with one guy. Like we
No,
don't need to
but
go
my
back.
thing is-
That's
My
a
thing
huge
is,
stain on his
Kevin
legacy.
Durant could not beat LeBron James. He couldn't come up over the hump. So
He beat him. What are you talking about?
He had to join Steph, Clay, Durant, and Green to beat them.
And LeBron didn't win anything till he went and joined some other people too. Y'all
But
mad
guess
that
what?
he did what
Guess
LeBron
what?
did. He just did it better than
never
LeBron
had a
did.
Russell Westbrook in Cleveland the first time. He never had a squad. He never had a Steven Adams or a Barker, a crew before he went there.
LeBron's got a chip everywhere he's been. KD has not.
That is true too.
There's a difference.
He had to come back
That
to
is
Cleveland
true.
to get it. Did
There's
we
a
forget that?
difference.
That is true.
Oh Lord! All right.
And let's be honest, Ray.
We're 3-2.
Kevin Durant came here with Kyrie Irving. He got James Harden with
I have no
Brooklyn.
words.
He got Joe Harris.
I'm just
He got
listening.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Blake
Really,
Griffin.
LaMarcus
They
Aldridge.
big three, and they can't win.
This
LaMarcus
man
Aldridge,
said, Joe-
man.
And LaMarcus Aldridge. Have mercy. And Joe ain't played all year either.
No,
Like-
Joe did, but he got hurt. But let's not sit up here and act like Kevin Durant's not that dude. Because what I'm saying is, if Kyrie Irving was on LeBron James' team and he was missing because he didn't want to play games or he didn't want to get the shot, guess what we doing? We criticizing Bron and his leadership. That's what we doing, and he's trying to do that by Kevin Durant.
What? What?
I need to say it again. You can't hear?
No, I kind of agree with that. Y'all would they would criticize
If
LeBron.
Kyrie didn't get
if
the
he
shot,
didn't get the shot. Yeah, they would question LeBron's leadership skills if Kyrie didn't want to get the
they
shot.
would be killing Kyrie like they've been doing. Nobody will blame
No,
LeBron.
they will
'cause
kill
Nah,
Kyrie
if you on
didn't get the
LeBron
shot.
You
team.
can't get him to buy in.
Right. Yeah, that's totally different. Like,
Nobody's killing him for the Russ's play this year.
well, no, you can't kill like him for Russ's play.
He
Everybody know what Russ
orchestrated
is.
this team. That's awful.
Yeah, everybody know what Russ is though. That's the problem.
And LeBron still went and brought him in when he could have had Buddy Hield.
But don't
Nobody's
try to
killing
change
LeBron for that.
Ray.
You
Don't
have
change
Buddy
it.
Hield over Russell Westbrook? You tripping.
On this
He's
team,
a better shooter.
absolutely.
He's a better shooter and Art. If you look back at
Why are
prior
y'all trying to
history,
change the narrative when I
if you
just brought
look
up a
back
great point?
well, listen,
Let's
if
talk
you
about
look back
Kevin
at prior
Durant.
history, LeBron
You
has
see, Marcus,
always
how they want to
succeeded
change the
with
narrative
a
now?
great shooter behind
I
him.
want to talk about this. They want to change the narrative.
He got some shooters.
You talking
That's
trash
right,
about
no, I
Kevin
got
Durant when
you.
it's apples and oranges. It's not even the same thing.
I just saying it's time to criticize Kevin Durant because
He's
he has
not
been
playing.
that leader.
And last year, he carried that team to a
But
toenail
what
away
about
from
this
going
year?
on.
What about the beginning of the year?
They were
So-
great. They were in first place. What do you mean? What about this year?
But we know one, not winning the championship. Two, not winning the championship. They need the third to win the championship. And one of them is not all the way bought in. There was a report today that's going around Kyrie Irving saying that he treat this like it's a
9-to-5 job. Yeah.
job.
Russell Westbrook said winning ain't everything. It's the same thing. What are we talking about?
Well, it's time. It is time to hold. And guess what? It's time to hold Kevin Durant accountable. That you can't
He's
do like
not
LeBron.
even
You
playing.
can't
And
go
when he was
everywhere and
playing,
win like LeBron.
he was playing a man down, and they were in first place by a
But
long
guess what?
shot.
He can't be like Bron and win everywhere he go. He can't galvanize the
And
troops.
he ain't gonna lose 6 finals either. So you're right. He can't.
Well,
he
you got to
can't
be
do
there
LeBron.
first.
Well,
You gotta
you got to
get
get
there
there first. Yeah.
If he was in the
Like-
East all his career instead of out West, he's been playing with Russell Westbrook way longer than LeBron was.
Well, then you got to make that same argument for Kevin Durant. They ain't been nowhere in the East right now. And I think the East is a little weaker
They
this
were
year.
they were on their way, and they were in first place this year. He's been hurt.
But then
and his
LeBron
team's
goes
been
to the
hurt.
West.
You can't
LeBron
keep
goes to
making
the West. and
excuses.
wins
LeBron goes
championship
to
in
the West, and they about to be in the play-in tournament again.
But he won a
And what did
championship
he
in the
do? He
West.
delivered a ring too.
And
Right.
they barely, and mind you, they barely.
Thank God they had the bubble.
They
What
barely
the
won
bubble
that
got- bubble
play-in
ain't got
game
to
last
do- You know
year
what?
against
You know what? People always like if the Washington
against the
Wizards
Warriors.
would have won a championship against us, we ain't hearing nothing about no bubble.
We ain't
Well,
hearing
we-
nothing.
It just
We don't know that because it didn't happen.
You know what?
See,
I'll be right back. I gotta take my hoodie
You
off.
ain't
This
right.
nigga
It might
out
never
here.
happen.
You see, that's why I like LeBron so much. I'm a fan of LeBron because everybody always change the narrative on this guy. That's why I defend him. You know, but outside of that, I'm a Sixers fan through and through. You know,
So Mark, speaking of your Sixers, there's new rumors that Harden's been unhappy, and
Right.
that Daryl Morey has obviously had an infatuation with Harden since Houston.
Houston,
Do you think that Harden gets traded for Simmons, or do y'all move Simmons at all but for the trade deadline?
I don't see it happening personally, because then we can get James Harden in free agency. Get him in free agency. That way we won't have to do a sign and trade or a trade right now and just pick him up for free in the offseason and then just let Ben Simmons. I don't believe in players trying to dictate how they get out of a certain situation out their contract. So I believe that the Sixers should keep Ben Simmons, keep finding them for whatever they need to do to let the players know. Like, if you sign a 4-year max deal and then 1 year you don't want to play for the team, you just can't up and go. That's me personally. So I will wait to have James Harden in the summertime and keep my picks and everything and just try to get him in free agency. So I wouldn't do no trade for him right now, because right now we steamrolling the East a little bit. I think we won like the last 12 out of 14 games. And I think we like a game behind in first place. So no, I ain't moving that. I ain't doing it.
You comfortable?
Yes. We good. We ain't got to give up nothing either. We just wait till the free agency hit this summer and pick up James Harden. We ain't got to make no moves.
And that'll be another year on those knees for Joel Embiid. But all right, I hear you.
Well, I can say that he's been a lot more healthier than LeBron and AD right now. So
that's why you should maximize this season, because that's not guaranteed.
Are you throwing shots, sir? Because I remember AD gave Embiid the business last week, so don't go there with me, sir.
Well, we did win the game, so he ain't giving too
I was
much
about to say, Freddie, when did you become the guy that don't care about winning?
You did win, but we got to say AD did give him the business.
In a law.
He played a good game, but no, we good.
And AD been sitting all year. He should have been fresh. He ain't had to carry no team. We see what happened when he's supposed to carry the team. All they do is keep losing.
But see, here's my thing, though. Like, we act like that we giving up on Embiid right now.
We don't got an AD or Embiid on our team.
I think Tyrese Maxey filled in perfectly for Ben Simmons, so that works out for him.
Bradley Beal's not on that level. Stop.
I thought he was supposed to be that dude to help y'all win. So I tried to revamp. I heard Spencer Dinwiddie went out of Washington hellhole too.
And they want him gone because his leadership sucks and he hasn't been the same player since he got hurt.
But you can't help with leadership's already bad because it's Washington. I mean, what do you expect?
I mean, the leadership in LA is so great too, right?
Well, I mean, 17 championship explains it all.
We're talking about this year, brother. We're talking about this year. You were blessed to have people. You've only had like 7 of the top 10 greatest players of all time. You should win championships with that many top tier talent.
Well, I mean, I can't help that we know what we're doing when it comes to building championships, and nobody else know what they're doing.
I mean, there's a team in Boston that has a lot too, but there's
a team in Boston that might have something to say about that.
Freddie, I wouldn't go that far and say that's a true statement.
And how many? So, Jonathan, what do you think? Are they trading Simmons, or are he going to be on the roster next week? Next week?
I think he's going to be on the roster next week. If they ain't trade him now, he ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Daryl Morey wants too much for him anyway in return. I don't see this getting done. You know, I think he's going to be a Sixer till next season, and we'll see what happens from there. But if they wanted to move him, they would have moved him by now, I think so.
And I think it was Marcus, you said that they're going to wait to the offseason. But if they wait to the offseason, they still got to trade people because they can't bring in a max deal, bring in another Harden max deal. That's the issue now. So at some point, they would still have to move somebody before they can bring.
They better
Harden.
do that deal now. They better call up the Nets and get Harden right now.
Yeah, so but they can also release some players in the off season, and then they can still make a few signs and trades in the off season too. So they got a lot of wiggle room if they just wait to the off season. They could do a lot.
They can't afford Embiid, Simmons, Harris, and Harden on the roster. So of those,
they'll be able to move. They'll be able to move Simmons by the off season. Somebody pick them up. They're looking around the league at the end of the season, see who needs what and the fit, and they have something done if they waited for Harden, because they don't have to necessarily trade for Harden now. They can just wait. That's the beauty about it.
Y'all not guaranteed to be good next year. Y'all better get them now.
No, because they said the same thing this year. I think we're doing just fine.
Y'all not championship. Y'all playoff, not championship.
I mean, look who we got to beat in the East. I mean, we
don't want a chip.
This is my opinion. If I'm James Harden, I'm getting the hell out of Brooklyn. You're in a situation where Kyrie Irving, they can screw everything up. You're playing for a team where Kyrie Irving don't care about winning. He don't prioritize winning. I mean, we all know we all know this, and this shouldn't be no surprise. This is who Kyrie Irving is. This is who he's been ever since he left LeBron. Ever since LeBron have been away from him, hey, you know that should definitely make us think LeBron's one of the greatest leaders now because he held that in check while he was playing for him. He held that in check because right when he left LeBron, dude went cuckoo. He went crazy, act like he's a part of the damn Kardashians. I mean, I'm just saying. We know what happened.
Lucky he had him, or he would have a whole lot less wins and way more finals losses. I tell you that.
Well, we know when he left, he went cuckoo. He can't lead a team like he thought.
We saw when Kyrie got hurt, he had a hard time.
Yeah, when he got hurt, LeBron went on one of the craziest runs in the finals, loaded that team up to come into a game 6 to go against one of the greatest shooters on God's green earth.
Did he win?
He took him to 6 games. Unlike Michael Jordan, before he had Scotty, what did Jordan doing? He's getting bounced out by the Boston.
Don't do that. How many game 7s did Mike play in the finals? How many game 7s? How many?
You gotta get there first before Scotty got there. He got there a whole lot less than one. He got by the Boston twice, and then we don't want to mention he lost to Shaq and Penny.
Could we all agree that Michael Jordan in the 90s probably had the best team in the NBA?
Thank you.
Bar none.
Take Michael Jordan off that team. How many championships they win?
Scotty didn't get that headache or that back injury. They probably would have won the championship that year.
So how many did they win when he was gone?
None.
Okay. There we go. Just glad we, just wanted to clear that up for everybody.
But my whole thing is, if we're going to judge that like that, then we would say Robert Horry probably better than Jordan.
No, that's not what you have to carry. You have to be the one carrying
bigger shots. He made bigger shots in the finals than Jordan ever did.
Ooh.
Game 6
That's a close one.
Game 6 in Utah?
Big shot
Bob hit big shots. Big shot Bob. He hit in LA.
Yeah,
he was.
Also, you know what that means? That means Jordan didn't need to rely on that.
4 or 5 big shots.
And Jordan he didn't need to do that because he beat him already.
Matter of fact, he got 2 shots in Houston. He got 1 in San Antonio and like 3 in LA.
Ooh, I remember big. Hey, Marcus, you remember the one in LA? You remember the one when Shaq hit that ball back?
Great shot.
Yep.
Top of the key. Respect on that boy name.
Yes.
Against the Queen.
So we can say Pippen 6-0 in the finals too, or is it just Jordan?
It's both of them. And Pippen's, thank God, because if Pippen got to the finals, he'd have lost.
So can we say that Pippen is like 6-0 in the finals, but we'll never say that?
Never. They never. And guess what? Jordan knows it because he changed the narrative in The Last Dance.
How many points did Pippen average in those finals?
I think he was like 18. I think it was like 18. He was 18, 8, and 7, I believe.
That's why we don't talk. That what you just told me is why we don't talk about Scottie Pippen. We can move on.
But he's guarding the best players while Jordan got a free range to shoot.
And he's getting assists in the rebounds. He's doing it all over.
Right. And Pippen was playing point forward to begin with. So
he was a Draymond Green. Good.
What?
Draymond Green.
But then once Jordan left, I think Pippen averaged like 22, 23 points when Jordan left that 1 year.
And would he win?
I think they wouldn't have won all the way if he had that back injury or that migraine.
No, I asked, what did he win?
He won what Jordan won, equivalent to what Jordan won.
When Jordan was gone, would he win?
Boy, I
They
just
win.
got home at the right time because y'all wilding out.
They won the East, I believe.
Oh, so that's what we
No, they wouldn't won. I'm sorry, they would have won the East, I believe.
Yeah,
he got farther than Jordan
but they
did,
didn't.
but Jordan didn't have Pippen. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, okay.
Y'all,
We've gotten way off topic. I don't know why we're blaspheming Jordan by talking about trying to compare him to LeBron. This
I'm not knocking Jordan. I think Jordan's the greatest player that played.
Ray, can I say something first?
Go ahead, Rob.
How y'all doing, brothers? First of all, I don't mean to intrude on the show.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good until I heard this blasphemous comments talking about LeBron is better than Mike. Did somebody just compare Michael Jordan to Robert Horry?
Oh, I did that.
I compared
the rings.
He got
That's
more
what I
big
did.
shots than Jordan.
I must have missed that.
Jordan didn't big shot.
Did you
know
forget
he's big
he
shot.
was also being carried?
Who?
Now,
Did
we
we
didn't
forget
say he
about
was better than
Did
Jordan.
we forget
We
about
said he got more of a shot.
He got
than
more.
Jordan.
He got bigger shots than Jordan and more rings
Yeah.
than Jordan. That's what I said. I ain't think he was better.
Oh, yeah, he has more rings than Jordan.
I'm
But
positive
when
about that.
people
No, he
compare
got
rings-
more bigger shots.
He looked up on the right. He looked up on the right team.
hey,
Come on.
you didn't have big shots that was your only
I'm
job.
coming.
Come on, man. That's a common
That's your
denominator. You
only
can't
job.
do that. He looked
Your
up on the
only
right
job.
team.
Hey,
The right
Rob.
team picked the
Hey,
right guy.
Rob, I won't be scared. I'm saying LeBron is better
Doing
than
the show,
Jordan. You know why? You know why? It's
Why?
because he's made others
dog out.
better around him. He don't just
That don't make you better than the GOAT.
Hold
Who
on,
did he
for a
make
guy
better
that they-
around
hold
him?
on. For a guy that they say can't score the ball, he's about to be number one of all time leading scorer.
You're saying that because he
have
like
never
stop
this
it.
guy. He don't just do that. He makes
Stop.
others better around him as
Stop.
well.
Wait,
How many scoring titles he got?
wait. So nobody answered Ray's question when he said if you take Jordan off that squad, do they still win a ring?
They win one at least.
First of all, they had
didn't.
2 years. They had 2 years to do
Well,
so, and they didn't do it.
Well, that
It
was
was
two
24,
bad
95.
years.
Did we-
The
did we
other
forget
years
about that?
it would have happened at least once.
Did we
They had
forget?
1.5 years. Jordan came back and lost, remember?
Oh, did we forget about Scottie Pippen raising up his foot to the air because he realized he couldn't carry the team on his own, and he begged Michael Jordan to come back on live TV? Did we forget about that?
I didn't.
And
Of course they did.
I
did we?
didn't.
You
Because
have to,
what I'm saying is,
And Rob, did we forget about when Michael Jordan was getting beat by the Boston Celtics in the playoffs 2 times? Did we forget about the 3 times?
You mean the team with like 10 Hall of Famers on it? You talking about the team with 10 Hall of
You mean
Famers?
the Michael Jordan that's never
beat
lost
by the
in
Detroit? Or how about Shaq
You
and
mean the
Penn?
Michael Jordan that's never lost a finals?
And what about
Is that Michael Jordan? Is
what
that
about when he
Michael
lost to
Jordan you're
Milwaukee?
Oh, so you gonna just overlook Dallas in 2011, right?
That wasn't a good part.
No.
But guess what? Everybody like to bring LeBron's negative
LeBron had the
but they
finals.
don't bring Jordan's negative part.
Hey,
Freddie, what
LeBron
round
had
did
the finals gift wrap for him, and he got killed by the 2 shortest dudes on the team.
but y'all
And
do realize that Dallas beat Kobe. They ran through the West that season too.
Now,
So
hold
it
on,
wasn't
Mark.
just.
Not too much
It
land
wasn't
on the
just.
Kobe
oh,
line now. You
No,
watching
I'm not
that.
saying that like Dallas is a weak team, but I'm talking about the team that just predicted they was gonna win 7 rings because they came together.
Yeah, LeBron opened his mouth a little too fast on that.
Hey,
He did.
Freddie, what round did LeBron go out last year in the
That's
West?
all I'm saying.
Ray, was LeBron and AD both not hurt last year?
First, here we go. That's the only defense you have.
Who
Is that-
played
Did they-
against the better
Did
players?
did they play?
Who had better players in that era? LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Hey, Freddie, Marcus,
Nah,
LeBron.
all I
LeBron,
have to
man.
say is LeBron can no longer have that argument of not losing in the first round because it's happened to him by Phoenix. And
Finally got out West, and then what happened?
Hold on. And
Out
Michael
of
Jordan,
19 years, it happened one
and
time.
Michael Jordan would never say that he got swept in the finals.
But guess what?
Right.
LeBron
That's what-
James
right.
only lost one
Right.
time in the first round.
See,
against
me,
Jordan
I'm
Taylor.
objective.
Michael
when it
Jordan
comes
has
to this
never lost in
because
the finals, and he's never needed a game
I
7. in
think
the
Michael
finals.
Jordan the greatest player, but I also know that Jordan lost 9 other times before he got to the finals. You see what I'm saying? So for me personally, I'd rather get to the big dance and lose
And keep losing? So
It don't matter,
realize
but
y'all realize the argument y'all are making is LeBron got there more and Jordan has more rings. That's the argument we having.
No,
yeah, but what I'm saying is we can't.
more help
You
around
can't knock
him to
LeBron
win
What
the
I'm saying-
championship.
Look,
LeBron
you
is in 10 years.
Freddie,
From
Freddie, you need to apologize.
I
Freddie,
ain't apologizing for nothing.
Wow.
apologize right now.
Jordan needs more help around him to win.
Lord,
What I'm
today.
saying is, you guys are okay with almost winners.
He needed a Scottie Pippen. He needed a Dennis Rodman.
Wait,
a
wait,
Steve Kerr.
wait.
All them
Scottie
guys.
Pippen needed Jordan more than Jordan needed Scottie Pippen.
Did
Thank you,
he?
man.
Because
Thank you,
until
man.
Scottie got there, Jordan wasn't touching the finals.
Hey, Freddie, hey, can I just tell you something? Did you watch The Last Dance? Because I'm from Chicago, so I
I
would
don't
break
care
it
about
down
that
for
little
you.
media-driven
I-
last
I-
dance. Michael
I-
Jordan changed the narrative the way he wanted to change it. I want the real
He told it like it is.
I'll break it down for you,
I
Freddie.
want the real
You see,
footage.
a lot of you guys keep saying that Jordan needed Pippen to win. But as I recall, even though he had Pippen, they were still getting beat by the Pistons, right? It took for Jordan to step up to tell the team how to win. See, Jordan said, I'm going to hit the weight room and I'm going to lead by example because we need to get stronger because they beat up on us. You remember,
Actually, Jordan
frame
and Pippen.
is
Chicago
heavy.
got their start when
And
Isaiah
he
hurt his
did-
wrist. That's
he
how
did-
they got it done.
And guess
Isaiah
what,
hurt
Marcus?
his wrist.
He didn't
Detroit
work
was
out
still
Larry
winning.
Bird because he
I
had a
wish-
bad back at the moment.
Just like Boston was old. So I don't want to hear that either. LeBron ain't beat
Nobody ever
Boston
mentioned
until they
that.
got
How
old.
lucky that Michael Jeffrey Jordan got. Oh, because you know what? He got
Lucky.
lucky that Lakers team
Lucky.
with Kareem was not the same. They had Blade D-Bach and all them boys.
The
I hear a
same
bunch of excuses. All I hear is these excuses.
2009 by the Orlando Magic. Really?
The same,
I'm a fan
the
of
same
Jordan.
Michael Jordan who got beat by
Making my damn
Boston.
head.
I'm a fan of Jordan, and I'm objective when it comes to him and LeBron. It's just the slander y'all throw at LeBron is amazing.
No,
It's
It
amazing.
only becomes slander when y'all try and compare him to Mike. And this wasn't even about. This was about James Harden. We were
Right.
talking about James Harden getting traded, but somehow y'all didn't navigated us down this crazy path where we wasting time talking about LeBron and his 6 losses.
LeBron is a Mount Rushmore player. I don't take nothing
He ain't
away
no
from
Ralph
him.
Mountain. No, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
One of the greatest final losers of all time. You're right.
I want you to understand something. You must be one of them new millennial people.
He is.
Before that,
He is.
Jonathan, you're a millennial. Hush.
Because I'm just saying, it's no way that you got a glimpse of Michael Jordan and said that LeBron is better than that.
People really hate LeBron.
You see them glasses? He wasn't wearing his glasses back then.
It's
It's
about
not
not
hate, it's
letting
not
you
even
throw
hate.
dirt on Jordan name. You better put some respect on it. And I'm talking about
with the respect of,
Hey,
okay,
put
let me
some
ask you a
respect
question.
on that
Who's
name.
a better leader? Who's a better leader, LeBron or Jordan?
I got a question. Here's that, Freddie. That's great segue.
LeBron.
So LeBron, as a leader, tweeted last night after his team had lost a heartbreaking game. LeBron tweeted, "Great game, Mr. October, with a big time shot to end it. Salute." He said that about the opponent that had just beat his team while he was sitting at home, not on the bench. That's a great leader.
Is this your king?
Yes.
That's great leadership.
I mean, if my knee is
Yeah,
swollen and I
love
can't
it.
move, I gotta stay home.
Y'all talking about regular season games.
Right.
Let's-
Is
let's
that
go
great
ahead.
leadership?
You know why I love it?
He gonna
Is
be
that
like,
great
"Suit it
leadership?
up.
You know why I
Suit it
love
up."
it? You know why I love it?
Michael Jordan had tough love, and he made everyone around him better as well. I think his teammates gravitated to him.
He didn't make people.
You gotta
better
stop
than
lying because
He
don't
made
nobody
Steve
like
Kerr better.
Jordan
What
right
do you
now.
mean? He made
Not
Tony
none of his
Kukoc
teammates
better.
like him right now.
No.
All of them hate him. They all hated him then. They hate him now. He's not that great of a teammate. Stop it.
But he's a leader.
He was punching
You don't gotta
dudes
be a
in the
great
face.
teammate to be a great leader.
No.
You don't got to be a great teammate to be a great leader.
He
Right.
might not gotta be, but dang, you gotta give.
We
LeBron
talking about
his props,
leadership.
'cause he's not like that.
LeBron's led his team to 6
He's not
final
an
losses.
asshole.
He
I can't believe
Kyrie couldn't wait to get away from LeBron. He couldn't
And
wait
where
to
has
get
that
away
got
from
in
LeBron.
him? And where has that got in him?
Kyrie can't wait to get away from himself.
Kyrie loved himself. Kyrie loved himself. How come Kawhi ain't there? Y'all talking about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi said, "I don't want to play with LeBron."
And where has that got him ever since?
How you
Hey, I
think
can't
Lonzo
disagree
Ball?
with that
How you
one,
think
Kyrie.
Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma and all them feel about LeBron?
How you let your
the
dog?
great
How you
leader.
let
But
your
guess
dog
what?
sign 6
Anytime
years
you
for
get an
17
Anthony
million,
Davis to win,
and then
you
you go
do
sign
it.
a 1 year, $30 million? Stop it.
They
LeBron-
love playing with LeBron. Don't nobody
LeBron-
love playing with LeBron.
I will
LeBron
give him
James
this.
is
He's an
a
unselfish
ring
player.
chaser, yo.
LeBron
is
bring
He's
his
a
own team.
ring chaser. He will
And you know what he
switch
did?
on you
He
in a
traded for
heartbeat.
Kevin. He traded for Kevin Love, and what he do? Left Kevin Love in Cleveland.
But guess
Ray,
what?
you just
Kevin
mad
Love
because he
happy
never went to
because he got a
Washington.
piece of jury on
I don't
that
want him in
ring.
Washington.
You know you want him in Washington.
I don't want no
is a ring
LeBron
chaser.
James in no
Boy,
Washington.
stop it.
He ran
KD
to
was supposed to come
Miami to
home.
go play with his
That'd be
best
the best
friend.
player y'all ever had.
KD was supposed. We had Michael Jordan. That's the best player we ever had. You better out your
Are
mind.
you gonna talk about those days? Stop it.
The best player we ever had was
You
Michael
might
Jordan.
forget about those days.
No, the best
I
player
will
for
tell you all
Washington
this:
was
LeBron wouldn't
Gilbert Arenas.
survive 90s basketball. He wouldn't have survived 90s
Who
basketball.
won it?
The best-
Who won it?
Stop
LeBron
it. He
James.
clotheslining people too.
Jonathan, get out of here, man, please.
That old
Get outta here.
soft
I'm just saying.
flopper.
You talking about a
No,
dude
no,
that's 6'9"
no.
weighs 275 is
Maybe
gonna
he
be
should have
better than
pursued
us.
acting
Michael
since he
Jordan
liked
was
football
crying
again,
how they was
Tommy,
beating him
and
up and they had
still
to
win
change the
the Academy
goddamn
Award.
rules.
He ain't cry. He got stronger. What you mean?
They had to change the rules because of LaMichael Jeffrey Jordan.
No, they
No,
changed
it's
the
a soft
rules
league
because
now. And
they were
when Michael
playing
Jordan
like they was
played,
in Alcatraz. That's why they changed the
No,
rules.
because he was complaining. They was sending him film. Say, hey, they beating him up. They were beating him up.
damn, y'all hate Michael Jordan that much?
Hey, they
Don't
play
let
by
Jonathan
prison
talk
rules.
basketball.
And Iverson, if LeBron would win 6 finals and not lose none, then I would praise the man.
And
But he's
and
lost.
Ray, if
You talking
LeBron
about
But he
would have had a
lost.
Scottie
Yeah.
Pippen, he would be 6-0 as well.
You don't know that.
I do know that because I seen it with Michael Jordan.
You ain't seen nothing. Michael Jordan didn't even have. He ain't have a Dwayne Wade. Who better,
But guess
Dwayne
what?
Wade or Scottie
But
Pippen?
guess
Who better?
what? But when,
Who better?
gentlemen, hold on.
Dwayne Wade or
Hold on,
Scottie
hold on,
Pippen?
gentlemen.
Who better?
Hold on, gentlemen.
Scottie
One thing I
Pippen.
did see with LeBron,
What?
he took bombs to
Scottie
the
Pippen.
finals.
Crazy.
We never seen Michael Jordan take a bomb team to the
Dwayne
finals.
Wade was a Finals MVP, bro.
I'm talking about when he was playing with bombs. As a matter
He
of fact,
just
his
said
last
Scottie
3
Pippen better than
seasons with
Dwayne
bombs,
Wade.
he took to the
Dwayne Wade
finals.
was a Finals MVP, bro.
Scottie
One of the
Pippen better
greatest
than
finals
Dwayne
I'm
Wade.
talking about
performances
when he
ever.
was.
Don't
I'm
get me
talking
wrong.
about his first NBA finals. His first
But you
NBA
gotta
finals.
understand,
Bombs.
Wade
That
won the
last
ring
finals in
before
Cleveland.
LeBron. Yeah.
Bombs. Jordan never took bombs to the
Dwayne
finals.
Wade taught LeBron how to win.
He took Bill
Wow.
Wennington to the finals. What you
Rob, when was
mean?
the last time we seen Michael Jordan take bombs on his back?
Luke Longley? Luke Longley?
Finals. What did he
You
do in
know what?
Washington? What
Hey,
did he
Freddie.
do in Washington?
Luke
Freddie.
Longley
Hey,
was
Freddie.
starting.
What did he do
Hey,
with young
Freddie.
Washington Wizards?
Hey, Freddie,
Freddie.
watch this. Hey, Freddie, watch this. Take away Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman from the Bulls team and name me any other player on that roster. Y'all be sounding pitiful when y'all say
Tony
that
Kukoc.
Oh, okay. Tony
Steve Kerr.
Kukoc. Who else? Who else? Did
They
you
had
say
Steve Kerr. They had
They,
John
who
Paxson.
they had that
I
little
think they
point
had
guard they
BJ.
had?
Ron-
Point
Ron
guard.
Harper.
BJ Armstrong. BJ
Ron
Armstrong.
Harper
I
was
think
like
they had
Jordan
BJ
when he was in
at the time.
college.
Bro,
We got
Freddie,
you talking about
They
Mike
had
Miller,
Clark-
Shane
They
Battier,
had
Billy
Drew
Horace
Redknapp.
Grant and
Guido
them.
Chalmers,
with Drew
Chris
Redknapp,
Bosh.
Dwayne Wade,
And not to mention, he had the winningest coach in all-time history of basketball.
So without
Y'all
those
just
guys,
talking
Jordan
crazy
would
to talk
not be
crazy.
6-0.
So
crazy, bro. Y'all talking crazy.
Bro, without those guys, they not 6-0.
Hey, the best thing that ever happened to Freddie is the fact that Michael Jordan took 2 years off. You so lucky Mike took 2 years off, or you would be in a world of pain.
hey, Rob, let me reverse that question for
I
you.
got a better
Let me
one.
reverse that question for you.
I got a
Name
better
me
one,
two
y'all.
other players on
Michael
the other
Jordan not
teams
even the
that
second
Michael
best player of
Jordan
all
faced.
time.
How about
He's not
that?
even the second best. Kobe B. Bryant's better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, name two other players that
Ooh,
Michael
Kobe.
Jordan faced.
And
Nobody
can I
want
mute
to talk
Freddie?
about
Can you
Kobe
name the
being
players?
better than Jordan. Kobe being
Kobe better than LeBron.
That's facts.
That's right.
Okay, but Kobe's better than Jordan.
That's
He's
facts.
not. He's
I
not.
know it's
and I
fact.
love Kobe. But we're not
who's
going to blast
your
Jaden Jordan.
Kobe Bryant was a better version of Michael Jordan. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation, are you? I know it.
You say what?
It's not worth having
Kobe
because I don't
Bryant
want
was
to
a
talk bad
better
about
version
Kobe.
of Michael Jordan.
You're not going to get me to talk bad about the
Freddie,
great
you know what you don't
Kobe
know
Bryant.
about? Kobe
Was it,
Bryant was
Rob?
better than LeBron James too.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
The slander
Just
that y'all
know he's
have for
better than
LeBron
Jordan.
James is amazing, but me
Oh, I have
personally,
no slander for him.
that's
but
slander. But hey,
he's definitely not the GOAT.
I
Maybe
mean,
of
know
this
Kobe
generation.
Bean Bryant is
Maybe
better
of this
than Michael
generation,
Jeffrey
but he's
Jordan.
not the GOAT. He's not the greatest of all time.
Who's
No.
not, Jonathan?
LeBron James.
He's your
He
top
is. You
three.
know why? Because he done went to 3 teams, won an MVP, Finals MVP in the championship.
About to go get the food.
Jordan didn't do
When
that.
you
Jordan
put
went
him
to
in my top
Washington.
three.
What did they do?
I don't know if I could put him in
Tell
my
me, what
top
did y'all
three.
do? What did y'all do in Washington,
Because
Ray?
I got
He
Jordan
already
one, I got
won
Kobe
6
two.
rings.
I got
Ray, what
Jordan
did y'all
one.
do
I
in
got Kobe two, and I
Washington?
got Kareem number 3.
What LeBron do last year with AD?
We won a championship.
Last year?
that was
Yeah, it was last year.
2020.
Yeah, it was the same year last year.
Last season, you know what it is. You know what it is. Don't be trying to get funny, Freddie.
We tried.
Lord have mercy.
You see how when y'all talk about LeBron, how y'all just changed the whole narrative of James Harden to LeBron. So that just lets you know that only way that you could not put LeBron in the GOAT conversation is by comparing him to Jordan. A lot of people comparing LeBron to Jordan. You see how they go? They're not
That's
comparing
fine.
Jordan to
That's
LeBron.
fine,
That's
but
two
it
different.
shouldn't be a comparison. LeBron is
To me, it
great,
ain't.
Yeah.
It
LeBron
shouldn't
is
be a
great.
comparison. What are you talking
but that is
about?
not a comparison. One's a big
It is.
loser, one's a 6-0 winner. One
I mean,
is
the man
playing.
got 4 rings, so he's not a loser.
He lost 6
He got 4 though,
and lost 6.
But he
but he
didn't.
still got 4. Ain't like
Okay.
he got 1
And
and
he
was done.
went to 10 finals. He
He got
carried
4.
them to finals.
He went a
Something
bunch of
Jordan
times and he
couldn't do
kept
before
losing.
Scotty got there. How many times you got Ray? Please answer my
What
question.
did LeBron win without a Hall of Famer next to him?
But did Jordan want that Hall of Famer next to him?
The same. They won the same thing. So why are you critiquing Jordan?
So, your
I'm
go
not
ain't that
critiquing
go
Jordan.
at all.
But how many times did Jordan lose with a Hall of Famer next to him? Woo! Woo!
9.
Woo! What?
9 times.
How many times did LeBron lose with a Hall of Famer next to him?
And consider he played for
In the finals. In the
years.
finals. In the finals. How many times?
If you're gonna make it about the finals, he lost 6 times.
Okay. How many
But he
times did
didn't have
Jordan
no-
lose? How
but
many
he didn't
times
have
did
no
Jordan lose with a Hall of
Famer
Famer in the
on
finals?
Those finals losses neither. Let's not.
How many times did Jordan lose with a Hall of Famer in the finals?
0.
Okay, well, ask the question.
Okay.
How many? No, we got to read. No.
Jordan never lost with a Hall of Famer.
How many
LeBron
times
did.
have Jordan led his team without Scottie Pippen to the finals? I'll wait.
We're saying the same thing. They both needed help, but one guy lost with help. One
One
guy
guy
didn't.
needs more help than the other.
But one's been to 10 and one's only been to 6.
It's a team sport, so that's what people fail to realize.
I'd
So
rather go to 10
just
than
throw it
6.
all out. Since it's just a team sport, nothing matters.
Yeah, because if LeBron has to LeBron can score 48 points, even 60, but your bench and your other players got to come along. If LeBron gives you 60, and then the other team gives you 88, and then LeBron other half gives you nothing, you lost 88 to 60. What more do you want one man to do?
If that's the case, why didn't Jordan lose in the finals then?
Ask that to Rodman, ask that to Pippen, ask that to Horace Grant, Phil Jackson. Just ask
Horace
Steve
Grant.
Kerr.
Okay.
Oh,
A lot
we
of people
forgot
know
about
that
he had
Steve
the
Kerr hit a
greatest
big
book of
shot for
all
Jordan.
time in Phil
And the
Jackson.
only time Jordan had some big shots that you can name up is the one in Cleveland when he lost to Cleveland, and the one in Utah, Game 6.
How many did he need?
Great point up. Marcus,
How many did he
great
need?
point up, sir. He
That's
had
it.
he had the feel. He had the Zen Master and Phil Jackson as well.
So, I mean, the 6-0 argument is kind of played out now because there's more rings that somebody else has. Robert Horry,
So he had a great
Bill
system
Russell.
around him as well.
So it's like that don't work.
Okay, because championships don't matter. So we're just gonna go off regular season.
No,
stats.
I ain't say that. I ain't say 6 didn't matter, but I'm saying 6-0 doesn't matter because George doesn't have the most rings in NBA history.
So do
Who that
championship matter or
belongs to
not?
Russell?
That belongs to Russell. But if you ain't seen Russell play, which I haven't, I seen Jordan, I seen Robert Horry, and I seen LeBron. And Robert Horry has more championships than both them dudes.
And in that final, did they win that finals, Iverson? No, they did.
And why nobody want to speak on the fact that Kobe B. Bryant is a better version of Michael Jordan?
Because nobody wants to slander Freddie. Nobody wants to slander Kobe, Freddie.
This ain't no slander. It's the guy's honest truth.
All right.
You mean a guy that had the same game?
Yeah, I ain't slandering nobody. I respect all their games because technically my favorite player was Chris Webber. He won nothing.
Ain't no slander. So you treat Michael Jordan like he God. Please.
In basketball, he is.
No, he ain't. He better than that Jordan and Kobe was.
They do call him the Black Jesus, but hey.
As a matter of fact, when
Larry Bird called him Jordan or God and thinker. Larry Bird.
Kobe with the pro gave him that business.
Now, to each his own when it comes to that, but I'm just saying, y'all can't slander one man just to up another man. That's not what I'm doing.
Well, Kobe I just slandered Michael Jeffrey Jordan's name against two people, the King and the Mamba.
The king of
finals. Black Mamba is? A Black Mamba is the deadliest snake. If it latch on, you in trouble.
The funny thing about it is, I only hear y'all talk about Kobe name when it mentions to Jordan and LeBron. I don't never hear Kobe name out of that.
Well, because people disrespect that man. People don't forgot what he stood for in the NBA for the Lakers. And I'm making sure it be known.
Hey, Freddie, this time I won't disagree. Kobe was my favorite player. So I cannot disagree with you.
But if you modeling your game, and
if you model your game after Jordan, you can't be better than Jordan.
What is it that you really saying about Kobe?
I can agree with that too. But Kobe was my like I always tell people this. Like I was introduced to the game watching Michael Jordan, but Kobe made me love the game. You know, watching his dedication and actually being old enough to actually see what he was doing and how he was able to read and break down people. Like he was a true shark in the water. Like I saw that with Kobe. Like he'll see certain matchups and I'm going for 50 tonight. You know what I mean?
But Marcus, to answer your question,
I love Kobe, man. That was
Kobe didn't just look out for Jordan. Kobe, one thing about Kobe I respect and I love, he modeled his game after all-time greats. He looked at things that Magic did, Jordan did, Hakeem did. It just Cap. He looked at the footwork and he studied the game. And guess what? We've always said nobody ever came close to it. But sir, recognize this. Kobe studied it. He perfected his game, and he got it a little bit better than Jordan at it. And he got 5. If we want to bring championships into it,
that's not more than 6.
And people say that he couldn't do it without Shaq. Or did they say he couldn't do it without Shaq? And what did he do? He did it without Shaq.
He got more than Shaq.
Twice.
He do got more than Shaq, but hey.
Got more than
Shaq. Smile. You look better when you smile.
Right. And he went back to back too without Shaq. So,
Jonathan, what you mad about? Jonathan, what are you mad about, bro? I'm sorry.
Hey, but again, for the listeners out there, when I argue the Kobe, the LeBron, Mike situation, I'm not downplaying LeBron. I know that man is a monster. He a freak of nature. We talking about a dude that could play 1 through the 5 position. So I always have to clarify myself with that argument because I know LeBron is up there. It's just to me personally, I have not seen LeBron be able to just do some of the things Mike do. Like Mike literally willed a team to victory.
Can I ask you a question? And this is like what gets me the most is that when people say that, like LeBron got the killer instinct, but you have to have a killer instinct to be by yourself where nobody else said they went to 8 straight finals. Nobody can say they went to 8 straight finals. Nobody. And nobody can say they're gonna be in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in assists, and top 5 and top 10 in rebounding. Nobody can say that. So to act like LeBron doesn't have this type of killer instinct is false. It's a false
What do
narrative.
those stats have to do with killer instinct? This is way more about
everything.
being great for longevity. Like
It has everything, because if he ain't had that killer instinct, he can't do. He's doing what nobody else is doing, basically. So to have that killer instinct,
I got a metaphor for you. We can go ahead and say LeBron is the most mentally strongest player in NBA history.
You can't say that. You can.
Dude, with the 10 finals.
Yeah, you
10
can.
finals. Just think how much pressure that is on the mind.
Right. I can't say that because then he would have won.
Mind. Just think about him coming out as a kid at 18 years old, and the media, the pressures on this young kid that he can't pass gas without anybody criticizing him.
I think LeBron just has when y'all go to finals, you got to take in the whole totality of finals and how you look at it. If you want to say the Dallas thing, you can put that on him. But if you're going in with Matthew Dellavedova as your second best player in one of your finals and you lose, I don't see that being a negative.
Or when Jordan Clarkson your second best player.
Right. I don't see that being a negative. Like, to take the teams that outside of Miami, which I get, they probably should have won more, but they didn't. But it's not just LeBron. You still had Chris Bosh, you still had D-Wade, and you still had other players that could have made up for it. But we keep slacking on San Antonio when they was a dynasty within themselves when he lost to Miami. So I wish people would just stop sleeping on the finals losses that LeBron played against, because they weren't no sleeping beauties that he played against.
And I'm gonna say this at the end of the
talk. That same argument though, y'all will sit there and criticize Jordan for losing against Boston. We had nobody. Scotty wasn't
that was the finals. That was just in the East.
That man had to score 63 points just for them to stand a chance. That one of the greatest legends of all time. Look,
I'm not slandering Jordan, though. I recognize that. I'm not slandering Jordan. I don't move the goalposts.
Everybody find ways to criticize LeBron.
Right. Everybody criticize LeBron and move the goalposts for that, man. I don't do it.
But you recognize it. You guys are acting like Jordan lost in the playoffs to slouches. He lost to the Pistons.
He lost to plumbers and dentists in outside.
And he lost to the Pistons and the Celtics the majority of them times. And he had nobody.
He had a bad back at that point, but they still beat him.
Do you go back and look at that team? That team that he lost to. Like,
bro, he had nobody on his team until Pippen got
him. He's the GOAT. He should be able to carry him. LeBron carried him to the
baby, bro. So when Pippen got there, Pippen was still a baby.
Hey, Ray, let me ask you this, Ray.
Who did Jordan beat?
Ray, let me ask you this, Ray. When Jordan won his 6 finals, he had Pippen and Phil Jackson as a constant. Who did LeBron have in his finals as a constant? Player-wise,
he kept leaving. That's his fault. He kept leaving.
No,
J.R. Smith
contracts, but who did he have? Because Cleveland, they had rotating coaches during LeBron's playing time.
And why was David Blatt gone? Why was David Blatt fired?
You really think he's a head coach for the NBA? Let's be real. Because where has he been since then? Where has David Blatt been?
He went back overseas.
He went back home and he's won championships over there. What do you mean?
So where has he been in NBA? Like I said,
I don't even know that he wants to be here. But if you have LeBron firing him, like I don't understand.
No, because then he would have got rid of Eric Spoelstra. And what has Eric Spoelstra been doing in Miami?
And that's why LeBron's not in Miami, because Pat Riley said kick rocks.
And what has that gotten them since LeBron left?
They got to the finals. They just happened to lose because they lost their 2 best players.
Oh, but they lost to LeBron, though, in the finals.
They didn't lose their 2 best players in that series?
Well, LeBron lost the 2 best players in a few series, but we're not mentioning.
Did he win those series? When he lost his 2 best, did he win?
No, he lost.
Okay, then. So I'm saying the same thing about Miami.
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point.
Miami have a chance.
And they should have. Even with that roster that he beat, they still won 2 games. And that roster was awful.
Awful.
Yeah, but they beat everybody in the East still, and they got there.
And when they got to the finals, the team that they put on in the finals was not the team that
they beat Milwaukee when Milwaukee had a better team at the time.
Yeah, y'all
Right.
talking
So
about Miami, right?
Eric Spoelstra overachieved, so that's credit to him as a coach.
That's what I'm saying about LeBron as coaching. Jordan always had Phil Jackson and Pippen when he won championships. When LeBron won the championships, he never had the same coach or the same sidekick.
But that's his fault.
That's his fault.
People out.
Every time he left, LeBron has never been traded. He has always left because he wanted to leave.
Well, no, because
you're trying to give LeBron blew stuff up, and you want to give him credit because he worked with the other pieces. He traded people away. Like the reason
you really think you're going to win? You really think you're going to win with Andrew Wiggins when he went back to Cleveland the first time?
He about to win.
Andrew Wiggins looked real good this year as an all-star.
This year, but did LeBron won another championship before
if
Andrew
LeBron,
Wiggins
if LeBron is the leader y'all say he is, he could have cultivated Andrew Wiggins. But he didn't. Which young player has LeBron ever cultivated to make better?
Every young player he got rid of, he won a championship.
You tripping.
Hey, it's about how you start. It's about how you finish.
Can we move to the next topic, please? Can we move to the next topic? I'm really excited about one of these topics that we have on here tonight.
Come on, talk. I want to talk now.
All right, so
we need some objectivity around this joint. I ain't got
we over, but we're gonna get into this last topic for Freddie. Was AD's response last night a sign of things to come for the Lakers? Freddie, please tell us what you think.
You know what, Ray? When I talk about this topic, I think it's the only way it'll be appropriate is if I do this. I think, by the way, I think somebody made Johnson mad. I don't know what his deal was. That dude was, he was bad. He was bad. I think it's only appropriate that I need to do this. Okay, let's load him.
Oh, Lord.
It's time to get afraid.
You'll get muted on YouTube.
It's about to get very afraid in the NBA. Anthony Davis has been very dominant right now.
He got the Shaft music playing in the background.
He dropped 30 points, 17 rebounds last night, 2 3 blocks. With LeBron, with AD doing that, nobody can beat us. Nobody. We're unbeatable. We're winning the chip. It's over. And I feel sorry for the Phoenix Suns fans because they had a great run. They had a great run. You know, they have Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and boys. They're a good team, good regular season team. Feel sorry for Golden State, Steph and Clay, Draymond. They can't guard AD. Memphis, they young. They not ready for LeBron. I don't see nobody beating us. Want to go to the East? Kyrie can't get the shot, so he can't play. Want to go to the Bulls? Ain't nobody really believing the Bulls like that.
Hey, you better put some respect on the Bulls.
When I talk about Milwaukee, they had their 1 year wonder. But guess what? When AD and LeBron are healthy in the playoffs, they're undefeated. They're unbeaten. They can't touch this. You remember this song? Da, 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 da. Can't touch this. They can't touch us. Hey, AD is the piece of the team. LeBron will beat LeBron. Russ can do what he wants, and we'll still find a way. I know y'all see Malik Monk. That kid tough. That kid tough. Just trying to tell y'all. Y'all can believe what y'all want to believe, but all I'm going to say is put your seatbelt on. It's about to be a crazy ride. It's about to be a crazy ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following announcement has been made to you by Freddie Henderson.
Lord have mercy.
He did go with a whole commercial vibe right there, too.
That was nice, Freddie. You almost had me believing that for a second. That was a great soliloquy.
Y'all lost to Miami twice. He played No, I'm talking about the round, sir. I'm talking about the round. We won. We have not lost in the playoffs when they're healthy. You tell me a time. I'm waiting.
I could have sworn the Rams and we situation was just a thing like a couple weeks ago.
Well, it's a different situation now.
That's a whole different conversation.
AD is looking like one of the best big men. You know what? I'm glad he didn't make that All-Star game. You know why?
Because he ain't deserved
it. That lit a fire under him, and he's pissed, and I love it. AD on the way. AD
on the way to 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
We going to the trip, baby.
So Big Perk, I'm guessing that you believe what you saw last night is the sign that the Lakers are back based on what AD did.
I already know. You ain't got to ask me. You already know. Go ahead and pass it. Yep.
Rob,
that was a great
was last night a sign that the Lakers are back in a loss by all, that seems to be forgotten here?
Right.
To the Reggie Jackson, without the two best players.
Reggie Jackson. Oh my God.
Reggie Jackson.
Did you see the way he called out my boy? He said, I want him. And Russell Westbrook with that sorry double team. That was just horrible. Let me tell you something. AD can play how he wants to play. They cannot beat the disease known as Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry. I love Russell. I got much love for Russell because I know when you got a Russell Westbrook on the court, you're not getting cheated out of the game. He's going to give you 120%, but sometimes that work against him. You ever heard of doing too much? That's a Russell Westbrook. If doing too much had a phrase in the dictionary, Russell Westbrook's picture would be right there. I'm sorry. Is he? And you know what? He's a contradiction.
Ain't no damn Clipper fan. Never will be in my life.
It's a contradiction because sometimes he do too much and then sometimes he don't do enough. I don't think Russell understands the median of where he needs to be at in basketball. I'm sorry. And I don't think AD can keep this up. As far as the Lakers are concerned, Russell Westbrook and injury are their biggest concerns, and both have kept rearing their ugly heads throughout this season. I'm sorry. I got love for LeBron. I've been one of the people saying I think that LeBron always keeps a team in the running to making the playoffs or making a deep playoff push, but not this time. This ain't the same LeBron. I'm sorry, brother.
Let me ask you this, Rob. If they win it, is he the GOAT?
Nah. But he's definitely I could say I could make an argument for both sides. I'll say that.
Okay.
And also,
if he wins this year, this is his greatest accomplishment.
It depends on who he beats in the finals as well.
No, it don't.
Yes, it do.
Because he had to beat Golden State and Phoenix.
If he goes to the finals and beat the Utah Jazz, I'm not saying he the GOAT, bro.
He can't beat Utah Jazz. They're on the same side.
I mean, I'm sorry. I keep thinking he in the East because it was such a cakewalk. If he goes, if he beats a Miami Heat, or he beats a,
what if he beats the Nets?
Oh,
they're all three.
He in that conversation, brother.
No, Rob. Even if he get to the finals, we can talk. Guess what?
Nah, he ain't in that conversation.
They can't beat LeBron going to the finals. That don't excite me. That's what's being said right now.
It don't excite me no more.
Hey, obviously, you get your feelings hurt like last year. Why do you have the picture, your profile picture, when y'all did not complete the job? Y'all choked in the job.
They beat the Lakers, though.
Yeah, I mean, they hurt Lakers. I mean, they should. They was hurt.
Ray slid that in there quick.
AD was dealing with a growing injury, and AD and LeBron.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass.
If the Lakers beat the Nets, y'all in that, y'all definitely up there. You can't really say.
If you go through the Warriors, the Suns, and then the Nets or the Bucks, and
that's
they're
like
healthy,
what Tom Brady just
and
did.
they're healthy.
He went through Breeze, Rodgers, and Mahomes. Like if you go through that trifecta, that's all I'm talking. Hey, that's gonna be tough.
Iverson, how many rings does Devin Booker have? I'll wait. I'm waiting.
Marcus,
No
what do you
longer the
think?
Lakers.
Are the
It's
Lakers
crippled.
back after AD's performance in the loss last night?
Let me put it to you this way. I think the Lakers would be back if Frank Vogel knew how to coach better.
Ooh.
That's all I'm saying. Because when you got somebody like Westbrook, you kind of have to play him on the second unit and not run him as much with AD and LeBron. So you kind of balance. You got to kind of balance that with how you play Russ. So he's kind of playing Russ out of position a little bit because of his money he's making.
Hey, Mark.
So if he knew how to play Russ better, I think LA do have a chance.
Hey, Mark, guess what we're going to do? I'm trying to tell you, but this is what we're going to do. Right now, we're going to start Russ, let him do this so he can get us there. When we get there, he won't even touch the court in the fourth quarter. We got Austin Reeves that's going to be taking his position. That young, undrafted kid that knows how to hustle. He played defense, and he make the right decision. That's all we need.
See, my whole thing is
he's our Alex.
Russ can be on the court, but just not with LeBron and AD at the same time. Like you compare Russ with the second court and AD, and then bring in LeBron James while he's fresh in the fourth quarter, and then leave Russ on the bench. Like they're playing Russ wrong in a sense because what he did in OKC, the talent is probably worse right now in OKC than it is right now at the Lakers, and they just playing them wrong. So they play
Austin
Russ
Reeves
the way
Alex
he's
Caruso.
Yeah, well,
the better version of him.
Yeah, so if they play Russ, if they stacked his minutes without LeBron.
You say Austin Reeves is a better Alex Caruso?
Yeah.
Who said that?
I ain't say that.
I said that.
Hey, Freddie, man, what? Are you sipping on what I'm sipping on?
Listen. Big Art can attest to this. Listen, remember when Caruso first came in the league? He was a guy. He came in, he do the right things, he played defense. He didn't really have that breakout year to that second or third year. Right now, I'm seeing the same thing in Austin Reeves. He hustles, play good defense. Hey, and they didn't think white boy can dunk until yesterday.
Good defense win. You talking about the same Austin Reeves that just got murdered by Reggie Jackson in a one-on-one for the game?
No, he did his part.
He didn't
right. But they had to send help. They had to send help because he couldn't guard it.
He did his part. It was Russ. They didn't. Hey,
if Austin Reeves knew you said he was, he should have waved Russ off. I got it.
Like I said,
I got him.
Like I said, they didn't think white boy could dunk. He came down there, his eyes got big, and he just slammed it on him last night.
Hey, well, guess what? Guess what, Freddie? LeBron won a ring with Caruso. It's yet to be seen what he can do with Reeves.
And he's undrafted. He gonna win one with him as well. And he can shoot better than Caruso.
And speaking of Caruso, he's with the Chicago Bulls, who's number one in the East.
Needed him.
The number one in the
East. Chicago Bulls fan. I knew he was gonna slide it in there. Here you go.
Hey, I'm just saying they're number one in the East. And they've been dealing with COVID and injuries. Yet your excuse for the Los Angeles Lakers team is that their injuries have put them in 9th place. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you know why, Rob? You know why? It's because we built top heavy. And guess what? When one go down, it hurt us. But when we all there together, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That retirement home team.
Yeah. I do recall the Lakers all being healthy at one point, and you guys still suck.
We have never been healthy at one point all this year.
So Russell Westbrook, AD, and LeBron didn't play at the same time?
They might have played.
I bet they make it further than Chicago.
They might have played maybe 15 games, but the other pieces are men still out.
Y'all first round
a special ingredient in Kendrick Nunn.
So Perk, you saying that the Lakers are beating either Phoenix or Golden State in the first round this year? Because that's who y'all gonna see in the play-in. Y'all coming out the play-in.
We'll beat Phoenix this year, yeah.
And understanding that you're putting the fate of your season and postseason on a healthy Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, I don't think they're coming out the play-in game.
We'll play.
They saying that AD gonna stay healthy.
Who is Chicago and the Wizards putting their faith on? Nobody.
All I know is he's not good.
But we don't have a superstar. And the best player we got
a superstar, Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal's not a superstar.
Hey, they was put Now he's not. They was talking about
Bradley
ain't no
Beal has
superstar.
never been a superstar.
Never
he's
been.
supposed to be that guy.
He's an all-star. Y'all
He
need to
supposed
know
to
the
been that
difference
guy
between
outside of John
all-star and
Wall.
If you
superstar.
put Bradley Beal over there with the Sixers, they win the chip.
Yeah, because he's going to be a supporting star to
Yeah,
Joel
play,
Embiid.
he'll play
playing
his
with a
role so much
superstar.
better on the
He's
Sixers.
not
You're
a
right about that.
superstar.
But he ain't no superstar.
He a
He
killer.
ain't
I'm
no
telling you.
superstar.
Now,
If
don't
he
get me
ain't
Bradley
wrong.
he'll
Beal
kill
ain't
him.
no
I
superstar,
take
But
bro.
why
I
can't
take
they, why
He is
should
a
they
good
let them
player, but he
just
ain't
because
no
they are a
superstar.
Dark-skinned
dysfunctional
Klay
franchise?
Thompson.
Stop.
Klay
He's
Thompson
not
not
Klay
a
Thompson.
superstar.
What?
He's not a superstar.
Klay Thompson?
No,
he's not.
he's not.
What?
He's not even top 75, bro.
Matter
Oh
of fact,
my
I
God.
can make an argument
stop.
without Klay
Stop.
Thompson.
Don't do that.
The Golden State would be nothing without Klay Thompson. I can
And
make
I
that
love
argument.
Golden State, and I'm not saying that.
He's
I'm not
not a
saying that they
superstar, though.
wouldn't be nothing without Klay Thompson.
I
Klay Thompson is
disagree.
an
Klay
all-star.
Thompson is one of the.
He's not a
is the best.
superstar.
At one point, Klay Thompson was the best 3D player in the game. Stop
In
it.
the game, without Klay Thompson, Golden State has no rings.
None.
None.
Okay.
Where does Golden State go without Klay Thompson and no Steph Curry? I mean, with Klay Thompson and no Steph Curry?
What?
Where do they
They
go?
be
If
Where they
Steph
go?
Curry is not on that team and Klay Thompson's the one, what is Golden
They'll
State?
still be
Where
a
do
finals
they
team.
go? If Klay
They are
Thompson
not
is
a
your
finals
number
team.
one guy,
You're tripping.
where do y'all go?
They still making a deep run.
They still
Yeah.
making a
Klay
deep run.
Thompson can barely get a shot for himself, bro.
What?
Stop playing.
Clay shooting over dudes, bro. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
off screens and good ball
He
movement, and
do.
the fact that he has the best 3-point shooter ever on the other wing.
I can
He
make
is
the case
Klay
that
Thompson
Thompson
is
was
the
a
best
better
3-point
3-point
shooter on
shooter.
that team.
I'm not. Hey, you can say that he's a better spot shooter than Steph Curry. He's not a better
Thank
shooter.
you.
Steph Curry gets his shots in multiple ways. Klay Thompson, you can count the ways of how he gets his 3-point off.
But guess what?
Steph
He
get
don't
you-
do
Come
nothing.
on,
He
Can
don't
y'all.
Steph
just
I
get
shoot.
you
know he's a
30
bad
in one?
defense.
I have
He
yet
don't
to
just
see
shoot. He
Steph
play
get 30
Klay
in
Thompson
one
way
quarter.
better on the defensive end.
I have yet to see that.
Yeah, he's a better defender. That doesn't make you a superstar.
I have
He's
yet
not
to
a
see
better
him get
defender.
30
win
on 11
championships.
dribbles.
That's
I
how
Yeah,
have-
Dennis Rodman became
they play defense by committee.
player.
Big
This
Perk.
the same
You
Klay
said
Thompson
defense-
that still got killed by Kyrie Irving, bro.
Ooh.
So Big
Klay
Perk, you
Thompson
said
did.
defense
Who
was
hasn't got
championship.
killed by Kyrie?
The finals that they won, and don't forget about Christmas Day
Kyrie's
as
the
well,
best
when
ball
Kyrie hit
handler
the
in the
game
NBA.
winner in his face. They put Klay. Go back and watch them finals. They put Klay on Kyrie, and
And Kyrie
Kyrie
was getting 40.
41 in Game 6. Let's not forget.
What was
No.
he gonna do to Curry?
All I'm
The
saying
same- maybe the
is
same
if
thing.
Curry
If
can't
you ain't
stand
have Klay
Kyrie.
Thompson-
We already came to that
if
assumption
they
that,
have
that
Klay
Klay is a better
Thompson when they
defender than
came
Curry.
back and beat
So that's what I'm saying.
OKC,
They took their
when they
best
come back
defender
over
and
Klay's
put in
great.
Kyrie
They have
Irving,
Klay's not a
and
they
superstar.
Kyrie
don't-
Irving still gave Klay Thompson the biggest. The
They-
business.
They don't
He
start
gave
that
that
dynasty
man the business.
if Klay Thompson wasn't there. Because
Kyrie
the Klay
Irving
Thompson
give
wasn't
anybody
there
business.
in Houston.
That's not saying much.
Hey,
James
guess
Harden
what
been
though? Hey, I don't. Steph Curry at least made it to the play-in tournament by himself with Draymond. They don't even make the play-in with Klay Thompson as their number one scorer.
Y'all do realize
Don't
Golden
hold the
State,
play.
y'all do realize what Golden State was doing this year before Clay got back.
Come on, man.
And
Did y'all
look what
watch
they
the
about to
Warriors
do
this year?
now with them.
They was
Yeah,
just
but-
They look worse
to
with
be
it.
another Klay Thompson.
Yeah,
They
but
was
Wiggins stepped
running
this
it.
game
They
up.
worse. They
Wiggins
like on a
stepped this game
9-game
up.
winning streak, bro.
They
What are
got-
you talking
they
about?
got-
And look what Curry.
They
Look
were
what
number
Curry
one
has done
before
for
Klay
Wiggins.
got healthy.
He's talking about it worse now. They on like a 9-game winning streak. Get out of
They
here.
were
You
number
bugging.
one before Klay got healthy. Klay's just now starting to get back in his groove. Don't get me wrong. Klay
And
is
look
that
what he's in
dude.
a groove.
I'm
He
not
what he
saying
do
Klay is
the
not
other day?
that dude.
7 out of
But
8
we
of
gotta
threes or something like
understand the
that.
difference
He
between
had a great
all-star
night.
and superstar. You have to understand
Who
that
is your
difference.
superstar? Like, where's the
changes
line
your
cut
life.
off?
All-star players are gonna shine. You're gonna get some
Now, I will
W's,
say this:
and
Zach
you're gonna
LaVine's
look
not a
good for a couple
superstar.
of games.
We do agree. Zach
Superstars
LaVine's
change
not a
the
superstar.
trajectory of your team. Does Klay Thompson by himself as the number one guy change the trajectory of your team?
Yes.
Yes.
If you're saying that, that means you're
Put
putting
Klay
Klay
Thompson on
Thompson
any team, he's
on
a
the
dog.
LeBron
Yes.
James level. You're putting Klay Thompson. I don't even look at Devin Booker as a superstar.
He's
not a
not.
superstar yet.
You lost me there, bro.
Yeah,
Devin
I lost
Booker-
mine. He's
Devin
tripping.
Booker is now a superstar. He's a superstar now because Chris
No,
Paul has had some.
You got to show me something.
Did you watch the
Yeah, I
finals
agree.
last
I
year?
don't put D Book.
Devin Booker got to show me something when it counts.
Did you watch the finals last year?
I
He
did,
choked.
and
He
I saw a couple
disappeared. What
games
you
where he
mean,
was
where did
off,
we see Devin
very
Booker?
inefficient.
Devin Booker disappeared in the finals.
Guess what? Devin Booker, he was there on Phoenix already. And they were getting better. They didn't become this team you saw until CP3 got there.
And they have a bunch of other young talent that's gotten a lot better as well.
Other young talent that Devin Booker could not put together.
So you trying to say Chris Paul is better than Devin
to
Booker
get everybody in that place. I'm not saying Devin Booker cannot become a superstar, but as of today, as we're speaking, he's not a superstar. Not even the fans notice.
Is Dame
If
Lillard?
That's a lie.
if he's having that great of a year, Devin Booker will be a starter right now.
So Chicago don't have
He's behind Curry and Morant. Like, what? Don't do that. And
That's
it's about
what I'm
fan
saying.
voting.
Case in
And
point,
it's about
he's
fan.
behind
Starters
the
are about fans
Devin
voting.
Booker did not deserve to be star. He did not.
You tripping? The best record. Y'all is crazy.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Rob, is Dame Lillard a superstar?
Yeah.
No question about it.
What?
And Devin Booker's not.
No, what has Devin Booker done?
All right.
He had one
I'm
good
with you
year,
on this one, Ray.
one
You
good run,
tripping.
but that's about it. We've seen
What has
Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard ever done?
He's done a lot to be considered he's by his damn self.
Don't do that.
The teams
Don't-
that he took out there, he's by himself.
So
He's by himself.
over their careers, who's had more help, Damian Lillard or Devin Booker?
Devin Booker, look at the team he got.
Last year, Chris Paul's been there 1 year.
Look at
1
that.
year.
Even
One
with
year.
the 1 year that they had, look at the team that they had.
Devin Booker had help 1 year and they went to the finals.
When has Damian Lillard ever had help?
So CJ McCollum just
He's
bump.
not help.
All right.
He's not help.
Yeah,
You got
CJ McCollum just a glorified role player. That's
He's
all.
not help, man. Come on, man. Let's watch
He's
basketball.
not help. He's been an all-star. What do you mean he's not
What does
help?
that mean?
So now all-stars don't matter
Sometimes they don't.
when it's convenient. Chris Rob, I was
It's not
watching
about
all
being
night.
convenient. It's just
So now
about
all of
being
a sudden,
bad.
you just talking crazy.
Okay, you watch this. Me and you both just argue for Jordan. Did Michael Jordan deserve to go to the All-Star year that Vince Carter gave up his spot?
Are you talking about when he was with the Wizards?
When he was with the Wizards.
He's with the Wizards, yeah.
Did he deserve to be an All-Star? I don't care what you've done in the past. The All-Star is about what you've done in that season. Did he deserve to be an All-Star? So then All-Stars don't matter.
I'm not
So
angry.
then All-Stars don't matter.
CJ
How about that few last year when Dirk and Kobe was in there? They just did that because that was his retirement.
That's
Thank you.
ceremonial. Don't put. That's not the same.
All-Stars don't
That's
matter.
not the
It
same
ain't about
conversation.
ceremonial. That's what the
That's not
that's
the
what the-
same conversations what CJ
that's
McCollum did
what
in
the
the
Hall
year.
of Fame is for.
In the year
That's what
that
the
he
Hall
had-
of Fame is for.
In the year that he had when he went to the All-Star game with the guards at the West, has he earned that? Y'all ain't just gonna poo-poo CJ McCollum because you want to make a point.
Nah,
He's
I
all
know
right,
what
but
you're
he-
but
he's
he's
like
not
18
an
points.
all-star.
He's a good player.
He's a good player, right?
He's a good player.
He's like a
Well,
fourth
he's
option.
help.
on
You
the-
said he's
on the
not no help.
championship team. He's a fourth option on the championship team.
He's not a Chris Paul.
Hell, Chris Paul, not even Chris Paul. Like, come on now.
Thank you.
He's
Hey,
not even
all I know
DeAndre
is-
Ayton.
Now we want to give
All
Chris
I
Paul
know
credit
is-
in the playoffs.
All I
Now
know
Chris
is
Paul. Now Chris
I-
Paul's great in the playoffs, right?
I'm never a fan of Chris Paul.
the
Like,
Phoenix
that's just me.
Suns went 8-0 in the bubble, almost made it to the play-in tournament without Chris Paul. The following year, Chris Paul gets added to their team, and wow, they go to the finals. The next year, they're number one in the West, and Chris Paul is not Chris Paul.
Have you
Nah,
seen what
because
Devin Booker's been doing?
And watch
Yeah.
Chris
You
Paul
mentioned
lead
8-0.
the Phoenix
You mentioned
Suns
that
back in the
8-0.
basement.
You just threw that 8-0 in there like Devin Booker didn't do that.
Rob,
Yeah,
watch-
and it got him nowhere.
Hey, Rob,
And
watch
and
when
once he
CP3
finally
leave.
got
Watch
some
when
real
CP3
help,
leave.
he went to
Rob,
the
when
finals.
CP3 leave, Phoenix back in the basement again.
Phoenix are going back to the basement.
Bet they
What has
not.
CP3? When CP3 was in LA, what has he done?
He ain't did nothing. You know
Exactly.
what, Marcus? I'm glad you
How many
brought that
times
up. You know
CP3
why?
goes to the finals without Devin Booker?
You know what?
How many times CP3 goes to the finals without Devin
CP3
Booker?
has gotten better over the years to
Golden
learn how to
State-
win, and he turned that Phoenix Suns team into winners.
If Chris Paul
And
did
he
not
could
get
never
hurt,
win on his own, huh? He couldn't win without Phoenix, but now all of a sudden he turned Phoenix around.
Bro,
First of all, let
no,
me
it
tell you.
started in OKC. It started
When
in
Chris-
OKC.
And how far they getting OKC?
They
Further
got to
than
the
a lot of people
playoffs when
thought.
everybody
They
thought
said-
he was about to retire.
They said it was a
Everybody thought
0.2
he went
chance
So
to
what
go
you're
to the
saying is
playoffs.
they didn't go nowhere really.
They
They
thought that
said-
Chris Paul was going there to end his career, bro.
Rob, they had ESPN had them ranked 0.something percentage going to the playoffs that year.
That man
Okay,
took
and
the
so
Oklahoma
ESPN
City
was
Thunder
wrong.
to fourth place in the Western Conference. And
Chris
even
Paul is
when he was
averaging
with
14,
Houston,
15, he's
even
averaging
when he
14
was
points,
with
and
Houston,
y'all talking
they
about
was-
he's some hero.
when they
Stop
was
it.
with Houston,
What the
had he
assists
not
look
got
like?
hurt, injury has been Chris Paul's problem.
What did
Even
the
with the
assists look
Clippers,
like,
had he not
Blaine?
got hurt in Houston, and I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, Steph Curry is now my favorite player, which I said I will not choose another player until Kobe officially retired. When Kobe retired, Steph Curry became that man. I'm a huge Golden State Warriors fan. The Rockets was gonna beat the Warriors. Had Chris Paul not got injured in Game 6, they had
Hey,
their number.
what is his assist? What
That
assist
They
sounds
had
is
good.
their
but
number.
He's
Come
blown
on,
3-1
bro.
leads
He
before.
was about to
He's
take
blown
James
3-1 leads
Harden to the
before,
finals. He was about to take James Harden
but he
to the
didn't.
finals.
He was about to, but
He
he
got
didn't.
hurt. He got
Yes,
hurt.
Russell
Westbrook took Harden to the finals.
You say who?
Kevin
Russell
Durant did.
Westbrook.
Lord have mercy.
You do know that Harden by itself on Houston made it farther than CP3 did in LA with a better team.
Thank
Right.
No,
you.
he didn't. They got to Game 6 in the Western Conference Finals
They got the same farm.
with Chris
Same-
Paul.
That's what I'm saying. Harden made it the same
They both got
as
to the didn't
CP3
Harden.
did,
Hey,
but
Houston got to
CP3 had a
finals.
better team in LA.
But at
Much
the end
better.
of the day,
Way
they
better,
don't take nothing
Therefore,
without that
and a
number.
much better coach, allegedly. But I ain't gonna get him
And
Doc
at the
Rivers
end of the
tonight.
day-
I'm not even a fan of Doc Rivers. He for Philly on my team. I'm not even a
Yeah,
fan of
Doc
Doc
Rivers
Rivers.
need to go.
He does.
At the end of
So-
the day, Phoenix ain't nothing without Chris Paul.
They not nothing without Chris Paul.
Y'all
Don't
is
let
crazy.
that
He's
dude- let that
averaging
dude get
14
hurt.
points a game.
But what did them assists
You
look
don't
like?
understand the tangibles, man, of when
What
you
did them
put
assists
people
look
where
like, bro?
they
He
need to
bringing up
be.
points. What about them assists? What they
He
look like?
leads the league
Yes,
in
and
assists.
he's
He
averaging 10
almost
assists.
leads the league in
Oh, okay.
steals.
He's a
How
Come on,
hard is
man.
it to get
You
assists
talking
when you
about
can throw the
points.
ball to Devin Booker and Mikal Bridges
No,
You
he got,
talking
and
about
Cam Johnson
he got JaVale McGee. He got
and throw
Crowder.
lobs to JaVale McGee? I could get 5 assists a game in Phoenix.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
You look too slow, they said.
You ain't Freddie. Don't do that.
You
Don't do that,
You
Freddie.
still
I'm
gotta
a
run
big
that pick
boy.
and roll to perfection, man. Chris Paul puts that team where they need to be at.
Well, I think Chris Paul was out. I
Devin
think Chris
Booker off
Paul
that
was out
team
a
this
few
year,
games
and that team
when they
is
was
like
on that-
is a
on
play-in
that
team.
win streak.
But just
So-
know the Lakers are coming for that ass.
Get him, Freddie.
Lakers ain't
Just
going
know.
nowhere.
Just know. And guess what? I didn't forget our secret weapon. I didn't even mention him. I'm talking about old Melo. Melo having a great year 18.
And now he's hurt.
Yeah, it is just little. Yeah, he's day to day. He's all right.
Okay. I
Y'all
wish
rely
that-
on Carmelo
I'm
Anthony
a
to go
huge
anywhere.
Melo
You
fan.
might as well just go ahead and hang up the jersey.
Yeah, for real, right? I'm a
Just hang it up if you're waiting on
I
Melo.
want
to
to
do
see
something.
Melo win. I
He's
just want
about
to see
to
Melo
this
get a
year.
ring, man. He
He's
deserves it.
about to this
I
year.
hope they trade him to Phoenix or Golden State so he can win a ring.
No, we don't need to do that. He gonna win one where somewhere know how to win. See, the difference is
So Golden State
Phoenix
don't know how to win.
know how to win.
Golden State don't know how to
Phoenix
win.
don't know how to win. But Golden State, that's not their time right now. Phoenix, they still trying to learn to be relevant. Right now, this is the most relevant they've been in a long time. I mean, they had the Steve Nash era, but what did they do? Choke it up. They didn't do nothing, but they did rob my boy Kobe out of MVP. I will say that much.
Phoenix,
but at the end of the
Phoenix
day,
big
Man,
Rob,
matter
come
of
on.
fact, speaking of Chris Paul, they robbed Kobe from playing with CP3.
They did.
just would imagine that. Just imagine that would. That
Kobe would have
been
elevated Chris Paul.
beautiful. You got that right. You got that right. And guess what? He would have number 6 or possibly even number 7.
man.
He just taught
real
Chris Paul
talk,
how
man.
not to get hurt and how to actually win.
I appreciate meeting y'all guys, man. I hope I can become a staple on this show, man. This legit. That was a good one, Ray. That was a
That was funny, but that CP3 his own show, basically his own segment on his show.
Hey,
Because-
hey, Chris Paul a dog, man. I don't care what none of y'all
He a
say.
dirty dog. That's what he is. He dirty.
It don't matter. Look at
You wish you get a player like that to
that
Washington.
man 5'10" playing in the land of giants. You can't play fair.
He lucky
White
he
people
good.
better
He beat
than him.
Grayson Allen.
You better be, you wish you can get a player like that to take your money in Washington. You can't get nobody.
You right.
They
Hey,
had
you
Westbrook
gotta
over in Washington.
You gotta play dirty when you playing a 6'7" dude.
We
and
got
you
bad
5'10".
ownership in Washington and like every franchise. So it's,
Yeah, y'all, you just sit up there praying, hoping. Oh,
Hey, at least y'all had Gilbert
Kevin
though.
Durant, please come pick us, please, Kevin
At
Durant.
least y'all had Gilbert. Gilbert was a dog.
You do realize Golden State won 73 games and did the exact same thing. So what are you saying?
You do realize that y'all just wishing that man to come home, but he ain't coming home.
Everybody wants Kevin Durant. Everyone.
No, but Washington want him more because they thought that's the only chance they can be
So
relevant.
Cleveland didn't want LeBron to come back? Cleveland wasn't begging LeBron to come back?
Look,
No,
Ray,
no,
Nick,
no,
he want Durant.
But
He
y'all
want
are y'all
Durant.
every time KD come to Washington, y'all make sure he take good. With Mama Durant down there, guess what y'all do? Taking care of Mama Durant, trying to
As
make
we
his
should.
son happy. Making
As
him
we
happy.
should.
That's what you
As
call a desperate
we
franchise. That's
You
what
gonna
you
get your
call
son to
desperate
come play with
franchise.
us.
We don't do that down here in LA. We know what it takes to win, and you need to try to get to our level. But
Hey, you right. Hey, you right because LA fans don't really rock with LeBron like that.
Clearly.
They
yes, we
don't
do.
really
We
rock
win.
with
We
LeBron.
love
Like
LeBron.
every chance they get, they tell
We
LeBron,
love LeBron.
"We're not Kobe."
Win. Hey, one thing about LA fans, you help us win, we'll love you forever.
Ever.
They would
LA
never
fans wouldn't even go
embrace
to the
LeBron
Rams
the way
game.
they embrace Kobe.
LA fans wouldn't even go to the Rams game, so I don't want to hear that.
Come
the
on,
Lakers
bro.
are playing. Lakers come first.
You said LA
Come on,
fans.
bro.
So they don't support the team on the in the NFC Championship game?
I'm about Laker fans.
Oh, Laker fans. Yeah.
They root for that Lakers no matter what.
Yeah. All right.
There's some Laker fans that missed their own mama funeral to go to the Laker game.
That's just so they can see the celebrities because they know the team ain't gonna win.
Oh, trust me,
man.
they
They
know
talking about
what.
so mama don't be selfish. Just a Lakers game.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna bury
You
Mama
want me
next
to be
Sunday.
there.
The Lakers ain't playing.
Hey, well, just know this, Bray. You can talk that talk. Watch Bron gonna be back tomorrow night, and he gonna put on a show. I'm thinking about 28, 7 and 5 for a first game back, and AD going for 35, 13, and 3 blocks. Woo!
Right. And,
With the W.
and we should be excited about them beating the Knicks.
Yeah.
Hey, then we coming for then Golden State right around the corner. We coming for them to make a statement.
Hey, you don't want them problems, bro.
Oh, we want them. We want the
Y'all don't want them problems.
We want the
Did you
issue.
not see Clay the other night? I think
Did
Clay
you not
back.
see AD last night?
I think Clay back.
Man, when
I
you lose
know
Reggie
AD
Jackson,
back.
you have no credibility once you lose to Reggie Jackson. I'm sorry. Y'all down 17 with no Kawhi.
Y'all was getting
Kawhi,
blown
Paul
out.
George,
With no
you lose to
LeBron.
Reggie Jackson. Oh,
With no
man.
LeBron, no glue of the team.
AD was doing all that and was getting blown out until Russ.
But
Russ
LeBron
saved
is
him
the
in the
glue
fourth
of the
quarter.
team.
Y'all still have Russ and AD. What happened, man?
Russ brought him all the way back just so AD could blow it at the end.
Russ brought us back. What are you talking about? No.
Did you watch the fourth quarter? Russ was great in the fourth quarter.
He was great. He was
He
okay.
didn't bring us back though.
Yes,
That's
he
what I'm
did.
saying. If they play Russ like that continuously, LA might got a chance.
They not gonna let all that money go to waste.
It's
They
coming.
play
Exactly.
until
They're
they
not
can't
going
play
to let that
anymore.
money go to waste.
We got a better chance than any one of y'all teams.
Any one of them.
That's
Nah.
fair. I'm not gonna argue
The
with you.
Lakers? Don't nobody scared. Ain't nobody scared of the Lakers.
Okay, you better be.
Why?
At this
Because
point,
we
They
got
don't play no
playing,
defense,
so-
bruh. Like teams really go into a Lakers game and be like, let's practice this.
That's
Hey,
what you
hey,
heard what Memphis said. You heard what
That
Memphis said.
sound good.
But
You
you
heard
know
what
what?
he said? LeBron closed out on Desmond Bain. He said, "Don't nobody care about them footsteps. We ain't worried about
And what
y'all."
did LeBron tell him? Stay humble, kid. Stay humble, kid.
As they proceeded to take an L.
Right.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
Right.
We love that. We love that because you know what? When LeBron started doing what he did to Isaiah Stewart, hey, they'll start respecting him and then now.
Isaiah Stewart was about to beat the brakes off that man.
No, he wasn't. Hey, cause guess what? Oh, Isaiah was standing right there in his face, and he didn't do nothing until they came and pulled him out. He know better. He know what tree.
Isaiah said, "Meet me out back. I'm a pro boxer. I'll put them things on you, bro."
Hey,
Man, LeBron would have got him
Art,
throughout the league.
Hey, Art.
You right?
Art.
His ass
Stewart
would have
was
been
right here,
big
Big Art.
high.
Hey, Big Art. Hey, Stewart was standing right here in LeBron's face. He ain't do nothing. Guess what? He bagged up, and then he want to act like he a big bad wolf.
Isaiah Stewart would have been playing for David Blatt if he would have put his hands on LeBron.
Hey, he know better.
He definitely been overseas.
He even playing for Manny Pacquiao. Couldn't play it.
Hey, he ain't want them problems.
Then he didn't want AD or Dwight to come up there and handle it.
I mean, we saw what happened to Delonte West after they pissed Braun off. So you don't.
Woo!
You don't
That
want to
man
get
Your man
communicated
ain't
from
in the same sense.
That's another thing within itself with that guy.
Hey, Delonte was out of pocket though.
He saw an opportunity, took advantage of it. What's
Hey,
wrong with
mama
that?
gotta have a life too.
Hey, mama better have a life with somebody other than my teammate.
You can't tell women what to do.
You
Hey,
can't tell him.
Hey, I get that, but then I'm looking at my teammate. You can't. What Eddie Griffin say? You can't go in where I came out.
But look, I'd be mad as hell. My mama could pull an NBA star and didn't do it. I'd be mad as hell, messing up my Christmas gifts
Yeah,
like
you better
that.
pull a
get
different
that dude.
NBA star.
And he was left-handed.
You call him a star?
Nah, I won't go that far. I
Hey,
mean,
hey, Marcus, you are so correct. An NBA
Right.
player.
If I was LeBron, I'd definitely be mad. This what you chose to go with in the NBA? Make me look this bad? Okay.
Yeah, right. You biggest.
Right. If you're going to go light, you should have went with a young Devin Booker at the time, then that's the case.
But you got to also understand, look at that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I was with Bron's mom, you know.
you got that on your jacket forever.
I ain't blaming DeMonte. I'm blaming his mom.
You be going around Bron talking about something, you know, I could have been that.
Right. After that little debacle, you see what happened to him. He needed Mark Cuban to help him rehab and stuff like that.
Hey, I'm about to make Freddie mad. Hey, Freddie, Michael Jordan wouldn't have never went through that experience. They wouldn't have thought about sleeping with Mrs. Jordan.
Hey, just know this. I don't care. I don't care what happened in LeBron. Hey, I support LeBron while he's a Laker. Kobe's my dude. That's my favorite player. LeBron not my favorite player. I support him while he's a Laker. When he gone,
throw him in the wind.
He'll be gone soon enough if the Lakers don't draft Bronny. But
you know, we're not worried about that. Hey, if LeBron leave, cool, we'll just rebuild, retool, get somebody else to win championships. That's what we do.
you need to go get Devin Booker.
Big Art, don't we retool every time?
Retool.
And we
Your championship caliber franchise.
Exactly. We don't be like bums like Washington that pick up old Michael Jeffrey Jordan just to be relevant.
My thing got
it's still holding on to it.
Y'all went to go get LeBron just to be relevant. What you mean?
They haven't had nobody come to that trash ass franchise since.
Nobody.
You're right.
Or maybe Kyle
from there,
Kuzma will be
play
the
from there.
savior.
Ask Durant.
Maybe Kuzma will be the savior. Have he dyed his hair blonde yet?
Nah, but he balling out of control.
But we're gonna see where that gets you.
11th.
We going out in the same round as y'all. So what you saying?
You ain't gonna get
Y'all ain't getting in.
We gonna make the play in. If Bradley Beal come back, we making the play in.
The play in?
If
The
it
play-in?
was a fifth,
You ain't
we'd
making
all
no
be
play-in.
drunk.
If Bradley Beal come back, or we get Ben Simmons, we going in the play in. We'll make it
You
work.
want Ben Simmons now?
Ray don't even believe that
I don't.
himself. Listen to him.
He don't believe that neither.
The Wizards is going to the play in. Watch what I say.
I
Y'all
hope
had
you
somebody
don't
like Y'all had Westbrook
Y'all going fishing.
You lucky we in the East. If we was in the West, we'd be beating y'all down.
Okay. Y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ain't ready for these problems.
Hey, facts.
You ain't no problem. What you mean? Y'all light work.
Big problem.
The Lakers is light work. The Lakers is light work. What you mean?
Okay, we'll show you light work.
This place in the West is kind of just up there.
We'll show you some light work. All right.
We both 3 games under 500. Y'all ain't nothing, and y'all in the West. We in the East with a dog.
It starts tomorrow. Big Art. It starts tomorrow.
Starts tomorrow.
Every time I've been hearing that so many times from Lakers fans. That's almost as worse as when LeBron said playoff mode activated.
You want him to say that again?
Yeah,
I do.
Hold on.
One and done. LeBron like the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. One and done.
LeBron? Hey man.
Wow, that's disrespectful.
I just go by what I saw last year.
Okay, when you talk to the media tomorrow, how did you tell them the playoff mode is activated?
How you gonna activate playoff mode and you ain't even playing?
All right, King. All right. The King said
he said King.
The King said playoff mode activated. By the way, I just want to show y'all something.
You know what it is? The number 1 and 2 players.
The 2 greatest players that ever played the game.
Number 1, number 3.
Oh, mercy.
Matter of fact, he might not even be number 3. He might be number 4. You know, he is number 4 because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is better than him.
Hey, you being disrespectful now, Freddie. Stop being disrespectful.
He got more. He got championships. He got
Freddie
the MVP.
deprived. He had COVID.
He got the most trouble with shot in NBA history. He did it in college. He's the greatest.
So in that same breath that you just said, so that means Kareem better than LeBron.
No.
Oh, why?
Because LeBron came out as a kid. I came out a kid of his still a baby, still wet behind the ears, Similac on his breath, and still coming in the NBA whipping on grown men.
Yeah, but you just said Kareem was a winner his whole life, and that does not apply to LeBron.
LeBron been a whole winner all his whole life as well. He started in high school. He's been in high school, a kid.
He almost won the finals.
A privileged town, in a hometown that he was not built to have.
He almost won the finals. Actually, I'm sorry. That was the 6 times he lost. He almost won the finals 10 times. Like that's LeBron's legacy. He almost won.
But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he did have Oscar Robertson. He did have Magic Johnson, Irvin Magic Johnson.
And without them, he wasn't much.
Well, he got 6.
He had some great help.
Who, Kareem?
Yeah, Kareem. Them Lakers teams, you crazy?
Score had help.
Jordan had more help.
Jordan had more help than who?
Cap.
I almost threw my phone.
Fellas, it was a great night.
Organization that you speak highly of.
Rob,
we had Michael Thomas.
Don't waste your time.
We had
Don't even waste your time. We don't need to go through the roster. We don't need to go through the Hall of Fame. We don't need to do none of that. Fellas, it was a lovely evening. We went way over. I am so happy that y'all came out tonight. As you heard, Freddie said some really, really outlandish things, but we love Freddie, and we are going to support Freddie and everything that Freddie does. So, fellas, thank you so much.
And Ray, Ray still dreaming on Michael Jordan and the Wizards.
All I know is he was better than LeBron. That's all I can say.
When have the Wizards ever been good?
We haven't. Not in a long time. I think we had an ABA chip. We got an ABA chip.
ABA chip. Bums for franchise. Get on our level, Ray. Then come talk to me. Rob, be relevant since Michael Jordan down in Chicago. Then come talk to me.
Hey, guess what? It took LeBron.
In Philadelphia.
It took LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh to beat up on little old Derrick Rose.
And y'all were praying that Michael Jeffrey Jordan come out of retirement then.
Hey, you lucky Derrick Rose didn't have no help. Or LeBron wouldn't even have the 4 rings he got.
Derrick Rose couldn't do it even if he had help.
Hey, Derrick Rose almost single-handedly destroyed the Heat. That's what broke him down.
Derrick Rose had to worry about when his knees going out. He
Not when he
nothing.
was playing the Heat. Not when he was playing the Heat. He didn't have no help. He didn't have no help. You had all the help in the world. And then
I think Indiana gave him better or worse fits than Chicago did.
But then he still go to Cleveland talking about some we top heavy and shit. I mean, LeBron ain't nothing, man.
Listen to the teams LeBron had to beat to get to the finals. The Pacers,
we top heavy.
And Paul George and Kyle Lowry. Just a terrible gauntlet of talent he was having over.
What about KG, Paul Pierce, Rondo, Ray Allen?
They would you complained about Larry Bird back.
Matter of fact,
don't forget broke down.
Don't forget Detroit in the early seasons.
Yeah,
okay, he broke one time. And what happened after he beat Detroit? What happened after he beat Detroit?
He kept going to the finals.
Swept him up out of there.
He kept going to the finals.
He didn't keep going to the finals. He had to lose a couple more years, and then he
did.
Team hop. He realized he could team hop, and he been doing it ever since. He wouldn't even went to Cleveland if Kyrie wasn't there. He was like, Dwayne Wade getting old. Kyrie was good.
The only player. What other player?
Well, he knew Kyrie was about to be a goof.
And then when Kyrie left, he looked at Cleveland again like, hey, AD, we can go over here to LA. I'm gonna teach you how to get out your contract.
Your Washington teams wasn't that great when LeBron was going through them too?
Yeah, we weren't good.
LeBron
was great. Y'all had talent when
Antoine Jameson, Gilbert Arenas, Nick Young, like they was cool, but
Karan
Butler, they had talent.
Stevenson or Jordan, whatever his name. Y'all had talent.
Okay, you're right. They were NBA players.
They were Stevenson, Brendan Haywood,
right?
Brendan Haywood.
He was a decent.
Wizard ain't had no talent since Weber. Stop playing.
Like I hear y'all, but again,
went to waste. Didn't do nothing.
You ain't named a superstar yet, so
nobody on that team was a superstar.
There ain't nobody trying to go to Washington.
But when Detroit won their title, they had no superstars either, and they beat the Lakers, as a matter of fact, with 4 Hall of Famers.
So we'll get there. We're in a rebuild mode. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with this roster.
I've been rebuilding forever.
Again,
because even though that team was good, nobody on that Washington team you can say is gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. Maybe Gilbert. And
he's not even making it.
That's what I'm saying.
Been rebuilding for decades.
Nobody on that Washington team is going to be a Hall of Fame.
Nor did we have a Hall of Fame coach or management team.
Championship before the Washington Wizards are relevant again.
Y'all had
they more Lakers who don't want to come play for LA, Freddie.
Wizards more known for guns in the locker room than anything else. That's it.
Hey, Gilbert had that fire for him. Didn't he?
Had that fire.
That's sad. That's real sad.
They overreacted on that too. NBA was just trying to hold it. That was going to be a year. And the NBA intervened and messed us all up.
Hey, I'm just saying, who go and show off guns? That was just stupid. Like, look what I got in my locker. That was just the dumbest stuff. I'm like, come on, bro.
You ain't gonna pay me? Go in my locker. Pick a gun. Like you gonna shoot me? Pick a gun.
You in the NBA, bro. Why you still trying to be a thug, bro?
Right.
You make millions of dollars, man.
It worth $200 million and still trying to be.
That was some hard stuff, though. Go tell somebody go pick a gun.
Gilbert don't play Agent Zero.
Boy, I'd have picked the gun and really shot his ass.
They're best friends. They still talk now. Crittenden, he back in jail. He's troubled, but
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you in jail and you really telling somebody in jail, I used to play in the NBA. Like, I beat you up right there. Just because. You used to what? And then I found out it's true. We fighting. Why are you in here with me?
Just because you're in the NBA don't mean you ain't come up a way.
I get we got an NFL player like that. He be in the club all day long. We got an NFL player like that, and we be like, man, why are you here with us? Dorial Greenback, and we be like, why are you here with us? You should be playing ball.
I just don't get it. You got to break that mentality. Ain't no excuse, bro. You making millions of dollars. You can go do and be wherever you want to be, but you want to be right in here with me.
Boy,
they say you
with my playbook, boy. I couldn't wait for practice, boy.
They say you got a better chance getting struck by lightning than making it to the NBA or the NFL. That's all I'm saying, man. You got to realize what you got in front of you. I guess some people are young and dumb, but young and dumb can only get you so far as an excuse.
It ain't gonna get you nowhere. But if Bronny make it to the NBA, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm gonna enter the draft. I know I can get 2 and 6 fouls. Easy. I can get 2 points. I can get you 1 fouls, 10 turnovers. I know I can get it.
I can get you a 3-pointer and 4 turnovers.
Boy, that's the 3-pointer every 10 games. I can't get them every game.
Oh, God. That's hilarious, yo.
All right, fellas. I know I appreciate all the banter. We had a good time. We got to get y'all back on here next week. It'll be All-Star. Is All-Star weekend? Oh, it'll be at the trade deadline. So we can see what does, that doesn't happen, and go from there. But it's been definitely a pleasure to have y'all on. And I tried to educate y'all. I know some of y'all stubborn, Freddie, a little hard-headed. But God bless y'all. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, y'all too, buddy.